Everyone's here, so we can start. Who's making notes today? That's my first question.
That's me, baby.
Okay, cool. So now
This is your third time now, right?
third
Yep.
time, yeah. Third time's the
Sweet.
charm. And now let's get the points. Catvale, what are you buying?
I can't buy anything right now. I have the points, but I have to learn the stuff. So I'm looking to learn like Kislevites and tactics and strategy, I guess, and roleplay.
Kislevite and you mean academic knowledge, tactics and strategy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's something. Kislevite can also be tricky. Conrad, what about you?
I am going to buff. I actually planned this out today.
Okay,
I am going to buff my weapon skill and my agility each by 5%.
awesome. Okay, so agility.
So I think I'm maxed out on weapon skill now.
Okay, when it comes to stats, sure. Okay, Luther, what about you?
Cadfael's a ranger, right? He's technically a ranger.
Well, yeah, actually yes. The because rangers,
Ranger
warriors, stuff
class.
like that. It was mainly from first edition, but at the end of the second edition, when the Carry Compendium came out, they've actually classified like professions once again. So yes, Catveo is technically and rules-wise playing a ranger character.
But also a scout, though, right?
Scout is also a ranger. Actually, in the Thousand Thrones, I believe at the beginning you have the whole like list, because it was also a campaign that was released at the end. Yeah, ranger carriers. We have boatman, bounty hunter, charcoal burner, coachman, field warden, hunter, Kivband warrior, messenger, outrider, road warden, runebearer, seaman, not seaman. You know what I mean. Squire, toekeeper, vagabond, and woodsman. These are the ranger carriers.
So, I know I probably have to learn this, and this is really hard for me as a proud Stirlander. But I want to sidle up to Cadvale and just say, you're better than me. Please teach me secret signs.
Okay. But you can start learning secret signs after you escape from the werewolves, of course.
Yep.
Okay, sure thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think both Luther and I should be able to teach you. Should we survive that? Teach you strategy and tactics, academic.
I think
knowledge.
Battle Tongue was another one I had to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that one too.
By the way, does any of you have Kislevarin?
No, that was what's his name? Otto had that.
Oh yeah, okay, Otto.
We are going to Kislev though, and I plan on drinking a lot of vodka. So
Nah, they speak Reichspiel everywhere. We're the most popular. We're the America of this world.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
You just have to speak Reichspiel loudly.
Yeah,
Slowly.
and slowly.
Reichspiel, motherfucker, do you speak it? Yeah. Okay.
Go back to your own country. Oh wait.
Wait. So where's the wall? Okay, well, we return. Last time, you finally managed to kill Nigel Otterbaugh, the lupine brother of the Baron of Dunkelbild, and you've also dealt with all of the wolfhounds and the small dogs too, including Dachshunds, the worst of all. And the villagers were very grateful to you for your help and for your sacrifices. I mean, many of you did suffer wounds while fighting the animals, so they've decided to organize a party under a full moon. Everyone was invited, including, of course, witch hunter Clit Demur, Don the halfling, and well, most of the villagers, so about like 62 people, came to the festival. And very soon, after the moon emerged in the sky, you saw that at least a third of those people began to shake, growl, tear at their own hair, faces, and well, just it looked like they are having some kind of attack, some kind of seizure, and then they've begun to transform. And soon, about 20 people turned into werewolves, into the were kind, or as they are sometimes called, skin wolves. And they've begun to attack indiscriminately everyone in the festival. Cleet Demur fired both of his pistols. Victor Otterbaugh shrank to the ground and he whimpers, "When will it end? When will it end?" You see that Don Don grabs his pie cart and flees for his life. Now, we will enter initiative just in a few seconds, but I want all of you guys to roll me intelligence, and you don't have to worry about botches.
Is this where I tell you that I've been drinking colloidal silver?
What's that?
I'm kidding.
I don't know what's that. What's colloidal silver?
He's been taking silver pills.
Yeah, I've been drinking a suspension of silver.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Oh, silver, because the werewolves. Okay, yeah, good one. Okay, Luther.
I'm dumb as a rock.
As the smartest in the party, what do I know?
You remember that you are only about 100 yards away from the ferry.
Yeah, hey guys.
Wait. And now we are entering initiative. So if you want to speak,
look.
you will have to do this old school. Of course, the note taker also notes initiative. So please roll your initiative, guys. You have all your stuff with you. Let's just say.
My horse is in the stable, right?
Unless you brought your horse to the party, yeah.
Well,
I am an animal lover.
Okay, Brian, tell you what, real talk. Roll D100, 150, your horse is with you.
I was just joking. I wouldn't bring my horse to a party, but yeah, I didn't see this coming either. So
okay.
And I have one quick question.
Sure. Shoot.
What's the modifier for just wearing leather armor on your initiative? Is there any?
No, for leather, no. For male, -10.
All right. I just need to take away that modifier in my initiative because I've just got the jerkin and the skull cap and then the shield. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Rolling for initiative. Got it.
Yes.
Bam.
So,
70, baby.
70. Okay, very nice. Who's rolling next? 50. Okay. Now, someone please note that.
1 second.
I'll be a double backup.
Cleet Demur has 48. 38.
No,
38. Well, yes, unfortunately he does. And the villagers, the turned villagers, I mean. Ooh. The turned villagers have 48.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's see who's first, who's last.
Looks like Cadwell, Conrad, Luther, the villagers, and then Cleed.
Okay. So.
Or Clyde, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Cleed. So, the carnage starts. By the way, this werewolf, they are not completely changed. Not like, like you would probably think a werewolf would like. It looks like they are only half transformed. Mostly their faces are still human, although they have bestial features, long claws, long teeth, stuff like that. It's like, I don't know if you guys saw the movie Wolfman with Anthony Hopkins. There's a good example of a werewolf who's not completely changed there. He's still more human than men. They're still more human than men, but they are changed. What I mean by that is that you don't have to test fear against them. They are monsters, but they do not scare you as much. So, Catveo, you're up. What are you going to do?
Okay, the ferry is 100 yards away, and the stable. Where are we in relation to the stable?
You are right now. You are on the field outside the village, on the field where you've spotted the first pack of dogs. So you're in the middle of the field. So you're still, I think, closer to the stables than to the ferry.
Oh, okay.
But you are in the middle of the party of this huge group of people, and like I've said, third of them just morphed into monsters, and they are killing everyone, howling.
They're killing them.
Yes, they are attacking other people. Naturally, they are howling. They are lashing out with their talons. They are biting. They are, bouncing at people. Stuff like that. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna say meet due north of here and bolt for the stable.
Okay, so you are running towards the stables. That's your declaration. You've also spoken to your friends. Let's meet north from here. Okay. After that, we have Conrad.
Conrad's gonna whip out his sword and start hacking people.
Okay, so you just want to attack the werewolves.
Closest werewolf, yeah.
Um,
So what I want to do is I want to reserve one. I want to do the reserving one attack.
You're not close to any opponent now.
Okay.
You have to approach an attack or wait for one of them to attack you. Which, by the way, guys, even you, Catveo, you see that few of them are zeroing in on you. Just so you know. Well,
Right.
by that I mean that you have probably a single werewolf each, and maybe one or two of you will have another werewolf.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Conrad because I don't have the knowledge that we're near the ferry because I'm a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are after a few drinks, and it's been very late. You've also been here for just a few days, so you don't really know the lay of the land that well.
Right.
Wait, we don't know about the ferry?
You know about the ferry, but he's not connecting the dots where the ferry exactly is right now.
Right.
Okay, I
Right. That was the point of the
Yeah.
intelligence roll.
You-
Only Luther
Yes.
is the one who realizes it at this point.
Yes, Luther knows because he has the clearest head of all of you.
Because I'm the brightest star in the group.
Yeah, that's true. So, Conrad.
Yeah, so I think because of Conrad's personality and his lack of knowledge of where shit is, he's just gonna start hacking on people.
Okay, do you have your weapons out?
No, I guess I don't. So I would like to pull out my sword and come at me, bro.
Only sword?
I want my shield up too. If you said I had all my stuff.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
say that you had all your stuff. After all, there's no reason why you wouldn't have it. Do you have quick draw?
As a matter of fact,
I think you
I
should.
do.
So, a single action. In that case, you can draw both sword and shield as a single action, or you can only draw sword as a quick action, and then you have two actions. It's up to you.
I will draw sword and shield.
Okay, and the second action, what are you going to do with the second action? You can attack anyone because no one is close to you, and you only have one action left.
Okay, and I'm trying to think about where I am in space and relative to. So I saw Cadvale take off.
Yes, Cadvale runs. Both of you know that he's running towards the stables to save his beloved horse.
Okay, I will.
Because he's a brony.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an elf. Elves always run.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
And he's an elf from Bretonia.
I didn't hear that.
In that case,
French elf.
In that case, he would first surrender and then run.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna make my way over towards his side to help defend the people coming to get him while he's trying to take care of his horse.
Okay, so you're running after Cadvale. Great. What about you, Luther?
Hey, hey guys, I had a great idea. Actually, fuck this, and I'm gonna bolt towards the river.
You are running towards the river. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. You hear. Conrad and Cadvale, you didn't saw that. You didn't saw actually Luther, bolting in the opposite direction because both of you are running towards the stables, and it's a pandemonium there. So people are shrieking. The half wolves are just howling and and roaring. They have they emit this strange sounds like a human cry mixed with some kind of guttural wolf sound. It's very disturbing. It's very unnatural. So you just split up. Congratulations. In that case, let me quickly see. Okay. 4 rows. Okay. Each of you gets a single wolf on him. Each of you gets a single changed villager, plus one of you will get another. But I will just need to roll which one, and I will need to use D6. Let's see. Cadvale, you have 2 wolves on you. You are bolting towards the stables when suddenly you take a quick peek to the left and you see 2 changed villagers, a man in tattered, torn breeches and shirt, and a woman still wearing her long skirt, which looks really unnatural because she's incredibly hairy. And the woman, not the skirt, of course. They just pounce on you. You have enough time to register that you are being attacked. They do not charge you. They just approach and attack each one of them. So, the first one, the man jumps towards your chest, tries to slash you. What are you going to do?
Well, I don't have my sword out yet, so all I can do is dodge.
Yes, all you can do is dodge. Oh yeah, you've passed. Okay, yeah. All right. What's that? Dean, this better not wake something in me.
I think it's supernatural.
Oh,
I was thinking Community.
Dean Winchester.
Community.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking the TV show Supernatural.
Very cool show, by the way. Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, you've jumped away from the man, but the woman is upon you. She's also trying to slash at you, but you're just jumping away from her. You see that Conrad is running behind you, but you don't see Luther anywhere. Remember, there are more than 60 people here, and this whole situation looks like a huge panicked brawl. Conrad, you spotted 2 monsters charging towards Cadvale, but to your right, you see a movement. And to your horror, you see a changed man rushing you.
Okay.
Fortunately for you, you've simply crossed your sword and shield, and you've pushed him back. He stands there. By the way, those changed villagers, they are slightly taller. They have at least 2 meters. Some of them are even taller. Gangly, hunched, and they are like stuff like that. Yeah. You are standing in front of a single beast. Luther, you're running towards the ferry. After all, every man for himself. You are not surprised to see a single wolfman rushing you. But fortunately,
because it's so fast.
Yes, but fortunately, you've simply jumped to the side. Now it's Clit the Moor, and he's going to fire both of his pistols. Actually, since we don't. Okay, yeah, I'm going to roll for.
He's gonna have his final showdown with the wiener dog here.
Yeah.
So we meet again.
Okay. he managed to. Okay. You all of you also hear the discharge of Witch Hunter's pistols, and his loud, hoarse voice. In the name of Sigmar, stand your ground, kill those abominations! Boom, boom. And you think you also heard something like Rah! Probably at least one of the changed wolves, changed men, has been hit by the Witch Hunter, but you don't really know. And now we start another round. Cadveo, you're up.
I'm going to get my sword out, but I want to push past, even if they get an attack of opportunity.
So you have quick draw?
Yeah.
Okay, you draw your sword out and you just rush past them. In that case, yes, each one of them will have a single strike. Remember that you have a single sword out, which means... or did you pull out both of them? Or do you have both of them, actually?
I only have one sword, but I can get out my bow as an improvised weapon, I guess, too.
You can't parry with your bow. You can parry with dagger if you have one.
Yeah, I have a...
Okay, so let's do it like this. In that case, you pull out your sword and dagger, and you just try to rush past the wolves, but they unleash a flurry of blows, against you, and you just see talons everywhere, just flying. They try to rip you to shreds. First, the man will have a single attack, and he goes for your legs. Are you going to parry or dodge?
I'm going to dodge.
Okay, you try to jump over his outstretched talons. Let's see how well you managed to do. You have dodge blow 97?
I doubled down on it. I don't know if that's like I rolled the actual thing.
That's it then, because if you have plus 20% and your agility is already 77, you have a 97% dodge blow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. You've simply vaulted over the man's outstretched talons, but there's still the woman. She also tries to kill you. Fortunately, you've simply swatted her away. You've smashed her snout with the flat of your blade, and you run towards the stables. Now we have who's next? Now we have Luther.
Conrad.
Sorry, Conrad. What about you?
I have one guy bearing down on me. I'm gonna do that thing where I reserve one of my attacks as a parry, and then use the other two actions to attack, swift attack.
Very well. Okay, you are standing your ground. You are preparing to fight the abomination in front of you. Sure, go ahead.
All right. Taste my steel.
Nice. The thing, by the way, these things are fast and they are agile. The thing will try and jump away from your blow. It failed. Roll damage.
Sweet. All right, so D10 plus 6, I believe. Strength bonus plus strike mighty blow.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just putting the modifiers in. D10 plus 6. Huzzah! Bam!
Nice. 13 total. Okay. You've with your first blow, you've slashed open the Sphinx's chest. It howled in pain, but it's still up. Your second blow, because you have 3 attacks, I believe.
Yeah, but if I'm reserving one, but I should. Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
If I had a 10% penalty.
Yeah, with just minus 10. Yes. Roll damage. You're just crisscrossing. You're just making an X on this thing's chest.
15 damage.
15 damage. Okay. And that was enough. You've simply eviscerated this thing. It fell to the ground dead. Nice. Luther, you're up.
All right. So where am I?
You are running towards the ferry.
Cool. And how far is this ferry?
Like I said before, 100 yards. That said, you are in combat with a single enemy right now.
I am unaware of it.
Yes?
Well, I will keep running then. Do I make athletics for this?
Wait, so you want to disengage from this thing?
Oh, wait. I'm unaware I'm in combat.
No, you're not. I've said that this thing is attacking you.
Oh, okay. I don't have any weapons drawn.
Drone? No, you don't.
You can keep running and it gets an attack of opportunity if that's what you're trying to do.
Yes.
That hurts.
That's what I just did. I mean, it's like if...
Yeah,
How close is the fairy?
I'm a big fan of getting the fuck out of here. So yeah, we're gonna keep running.
Okay, so you're just running towards the ferry as fast as you can. Okay.
No, I'm running bravely towards the ferry.
Okay, yeah, sure. Heroically, of course. So this thing will try and slash at you.
It'll try.
And it missed just by hair's breadth. You are...
Which is plenty.
What?
Which is plenty.
Yes, that said, it's still chasing you. And you know that probably unless you do something about it, it will keep chasing you. But you are, for now, you are sprinting towards the ferry as fast as you can. And after that we have the wolves, I believe. Right?
Yes,
Yep.
the wolves are after Luther,
Yeah.
and then the witch hunters after that.
Well, two wolves are also after Catvale. Catvale, you are... Because, how fast are you?
I have fleet-footed.
Okay, but how fast are you, like, you know... Like, how much movement do you have? That's my question.
I don't think you've ever asked me this before. It says 5.
5.
Space. I don't know.
Okay, so with fleet-footed you have 6, which means that although you've spent only a single action running last turn, and those things that they are also fast, they are faster than humans. So in that case, they will simply, both of them will charge you. You are running away from them, but they just pick up speed and they try to tackle you to the ground. By the way, Conrad, you do see this. Elf is fast, but he has 2 malformed, half humans, half wolves on him, and they are trying to bring him down. The first one, the first one jumps towards your arm, back arm. Yeah. Are you going to parry or dodge?
Dodge.
Okay, you try to jump to the side. Okay.
Jesus,
Very nice.
some Matrix shit over here.
Yeah, you've
It's crazy. 97.
Like trying to catch smoke.
yeah, you've simply jumped to the side. I will have to check because I'm not sure if 96 onwards is not always a fail. Because, for example, there's you can't have technically a higher stat than 95. Even greater demons don't. For example, Bloodthirster, I think it has 95 weapon skill, but it can't have higher. But for now, let's just say you've simply, once again, your preternatural reflexes kicked in and you've jumped to the side. You know, the thing flew past you. You, to your horror, you know that they are quick, and you also think about one thing, Catvale. When you finally reach the stables, you have to bring your horse out. You have to put a saddle on it. You know what I mean? This will take time.
I can't ride it without a saddle?
You can, of course, but you will lose all of your bags or your saddle bags. I mean, I don't know if you care about such things, but you know, of course you can ride it without a saddle without any problems. But you still have to bring your horse out from the stable, and you know that the stable is locked. But yeah, that's the
I
thing.
did not know that.
So
Well, that's okay. You can set it on fire.
yeah. The second thing, wait, +10. Also, the second thing almost got you, but once again, you've simply moved to the side, and it missed. Conrad, you are up now. You see what's happening. Catvale is getting closer to the... Well, he's actually right now almost at the edge of the village, but he has 2 changed chasing after him. What are you going to do?
I am going to start hacking at the. I'm going to try to get him and hack him to get him off.
So you are charging one of the wolves.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think again. Well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say that you can reach one of them. Of course. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. You are running after one of the wolves, just yelling "Ah!" and swinging your sword. Okay. Roll plus d10, plus 10%. Sorry.
So first attack. Plus 10 is a success.
Yeah. Cadveo, you saw in a corner of your eye that you are not alone. Conrad is running after you, swinging his, bull sword and just yelling some kind of human invective towards the man wolves. You are attacking, let's say, the wolf man. It tries to dodge. Yeah, that's.
Does it fall on my sword?
Well, I mean, it tried to dodge, but it slipped on the muddy field, and you've simply
Sees a squirrel.
Yeah, you simply removed its head with a single slice of your blade.
Yeah, baby.
Now, Wolfman. Yes, that was good. That was very good. And now we have Luther.
Cool. I don't really know what to do here. Drawing a weapon is one action, correct?
Yeah. By the way, sorry, were you attacked last turn?
I was.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's a single action. Unless you have quick draw, then it's a free action.
I'm gonna pull my mace.
You have a mace. Okay, sure. You draw your mace as a single action.
Yep.
And then what? You try
turn and try and smack this fucker.
Okay. You draw your mace and then you try to mace the bastard.
Yep.
Roll weapon skill. Nice. You bring down the mace on this thing's. Actually, I think that it might be even head. Let me quickly. Yeah, on this thing's head. It desperately tries to avoid your Stirlander blow. Let's see. Yes, it managed to dodge. Just. Yeah, it barely avoided the blow from your mace, unfortunately. Okay, doesn't matter what Clit does, since none of you are standing beside him. All of you, by the way, hear that the villagers are just getting massacred. You know that. Probably there won't be any village left after that.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I thought that you would say so. Cadveo, it's once again your turn. You have a single wolf on you. That said, you are so far away from the press of bodies that you can simply disengage. But disengaging is a full action. It's not you're not running. You're just moving at your normal speed from the enemy, but you're making sure that it won't attack you. You can do that, or you can just run normally as you were doing before, but you risk a single attack from the changed breed.
I would just disengage then. I don't see taking an unnecessary risk.
Okay, you've elbowed the feral wolf woman, in her belly. She oomphed and took a few steps backward, and then you're just simply continue moving towards the stables. Wait, I forgot about the wolves. Did I?
What do you mean?
The witch hunter didn't go yet.
No, because Luther attacked his. Then I switched to witch hunter, but witch hunter is after the wolves. So so sorry, I'm going to do the wolves very quickly. Cadveo, by the way, this your declaration remains, just so if you want to, of course. Okay. But let's make this one will attack you before she will, try to before your action. Let's see. She howls and just tries to rip you apart. She fails. Okay, that's that. Luther, you are standing with your mace drawn. You see the scene of carnage, not far from you. But you also have a bigger problem right now. The problem is that this wolfman tries to rip you to shreds. The wolfman tries to rip you to shreds, and it goes for your arm. Are you going to dodge, I guess, because you only have a single weapon?
I'm going to dodge.
Okay. Roll. Okay.
Totally dodged.
You want to spend luck?
I do.
Okay, first luck goes.
There
Nice.
Nice.
You were for a second you thought that this thing is going to get you, but fortunately, you've managed to avoid the blow just in time.
It was just a cramp in my leg. I had just eaten a big meal and went for a big run, and that's not a good mix.
No, that's not. Cadveo, like I said before, you've elbowed the woman. You are running towards the stables. Conrad, you're up now.
Mhm.
What are you?
I am going to hack. I'm going to charge after this woman, chasing Cadvale, and hack her to pieces.
She is too close. You can approach and attack her only.
Okay.
Do so, please.
Okay. I had it open, and for some reason I did that. All right. Hack. Ooh, I miss.
You want to reroll? Oh, you have a 69 weapon skill. Hey.
Yeah, the best.
The best.
No, I feel like I feel like I don't want to use the luck just to hit. I've been doing well. I don't want to jinx it.
Sure. You've tried to do an overhead slash and to just, bury the blade of your sword in her forehead, but she simply jumped away just in time, and she prepares to just tear you apart now. But first we have Luther. Luther, what about you?
Yeah, I'd like to do all three attack if possible.
Okay, so you're just laying down blow after blow after blow on this thing.
This is the only wolf I see, right?
For now, yes.
That's fine.
Okay. So, roll weapon skill. Nice. Your first blow goes towards this thing's ribs. It tries to dodge. It fails. Roll damage.
Gotta find that real quick.
Sure.
Where is damage for a...
It's a strength plus d10. Your strength plus d10, because you are using a single hand weapon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then if you have stuff like Strike Mighty Blow, you get a +1.
Plus strength, plus Strike Mighty Blow, that'll bring that up to a 9.
9 total, okay. You've smashed this thing in the ribs. It grunted in pain, but it's still up. Your second strike, -10. It goes to the head. Roll damage, because it dodged already.
That'll go to a 10.
Okay, now I have to count, which is something I don't really like. So it was 5, so 10. Okay, so 10 remaining, so it's 10 right now. Okay, you've brained the thing. You've simply smashed half of its head to paste with a single strike of your mace. This thing falls to the ground. It twitches. You see that its one remaining eye just, is like rolling in its eye socket, looking in all directions, but you know that it is dead. But you also know that there are plenty more where that came from.
I have one more attack. I don't
just
like the things you what?
I mean, we can say that you just strike it once again as it is laying on the ground.
Yeah, I strike it in the other eye and shout, "Go to sleep!"
Okay, and then you turn around and run towards the pier. Okay. Now we have the last remaining wolf, Conrad. The she-wolf tries to attack you because the Cadveo is far away, and you're the most immediate threat. So she lashes at you towards your arm. Are you going to parry or dodge?
I would like to parry with my shield, if I
Okay.
may.
You try to block this strike with your shield. You've did that without any problems. You know, the claw simply scraped over the hardened wood, and yeah, you're up. Now, wait a second. I need to quickly check this thing. Okay. Now, Cadwell, what are you going to do?
I'm continuing to the stable.
Okay, you're running to the stable as fast as you can, so you finish this round at the stable's door, essentially.
Okay.
You hear that inside your horse is braying with panic because she knows that something very bad is happening, and she probably just, smells the predators. So yeah. After that, we have Conrad. What about you?
I'm going to do. I think actually I'll do 3 attacks on this chick.
Okay.
Get her off me.
Okay. You just. Okay.
So swift action to use on my 3 attacks.
Yes, you unleash 3 quick strikes towards this abomination. First, full weapon skill.
Oh.
First missed her legs. The second strike, 59.
Bam.
Yeah, the second strike goes for her ribs. She tries to dodge. And I think she fails. Just need to quickly check. Roll for damage.
Sweet. Sigmar's Fury.
Oh, nice. You've skewered her. You've skewered her side. She vomited blood, but she's still up. And your first strike, minus 20.
Okay. Zoinks. That would be a hit.
Yeah, that would be a hit. And it goes towards the left arm. Roll damage, please.
Sigmar, guide my blade.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that was enough.
only 10 points.
The
Okay,
first strike, you've simply punctured her armpit. The blood, flew everywhere. She howled with agony, and she just, she falls to the ground, thrashing wildly, just spurting her vile blood in all directions. You know that she's dead. You've slain her. Nice. Luther, you're up. You see that a couple other villagers had the same idea as you, and people are running towards the river. By the way.
Cool. I'm running towards the. There's a ferry down here, or is it just a pier?
No, there's a ferry. That's probably why people are running there.
Very good. I'm turning tail and running again.
Okay. Yeah. You want to be there first, I presume.
Yep.
In that case, make me an athletics check.
Yes, sir. Gotta find that. One sec. Where's that at?
I think I don't honestly remember if athletics is toughness. I think it's toughness.
Yeah, athletics is WFRP 4.
Okay, you are running there. Unfortunately, since you have eaten quite a lot and drunk also, a few drinks, you're not as fast as you would like to be. Now, we exit the initiative step for now. Cadveo, you are at the door to the stables. The door is locked. The stables are locked. After all of the people, it's night, and all of the people went to the party. So it's normal that that the owner, Bjorn, I believe, would close the door.
I'm looking for the easiest way to break my way in, and I'm singing
the song of your people.
No, I'm singing to Janelle and broken, crappy Bretonian.
Okay, well, if you want to break in, you can just use your blade and try to force the lock, so to speak.
Okay.
It will be as strength test minus 10.
Okay.
On a botch, okay, it doesn't. Yeah, you've managed to do this. You've used the blade as a crowbar, so to speak, as a as a prying thingy, and you've just broke the lock completely. It flew to the ground. You open the door. Conrad, you are running behind Cadveo, panting. You see that he already opened the door and he's, entering the stables. Behind you, you can hear the horrible screams of butchered villagers. The high-pitched, commanding voice of Clit de Mur. And you think that you can also hear, terrifying shrieks of Victor Otterbaugh, but maybe that's just your imagination. You don't know. Luther, you are running towards the ferry. You eventually, approach the shore. You see that the ferry is there. I am going to also roll for just to see. Yeah, you together with a couple other villagers, quite a few honestly, and the halfling, you eventually reach the ferry. You don't have to look behind you to know that you are being chased. What are you going to do?
So describe the ferry real quick. Is it just like are we just talking like a flat pontoon kind of boat?
Something like this. Yes, it's
like
not
like a river barge kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. It's not big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
can,
outlaw Josie Wales.
But you guess that it is big because a few dozen people can actually, about 30 people can probably board this thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I start motioning for people to get onto the boat.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, sorry.
is this like a poled thing, or is there a rope across the river?
It's a pole thing. There are paddles inside, you see.
I pass a pole to the nearest non-halfling villager.
Okay.
Because the halfling is too short. And I pull out my halberd.
Okay. If you want people to, get on the ferry in an orderly fashion, you will probably need to make me a command roll.
Yes, sir.
That's not a command roll. I mean, it is, but you failed. Do you want to re-roll?
Yeah, I'd rather not die.
If you have more than one fate, I would.
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
There we go.
Calmly, and with in a strong voice, you order people to get on the ferry quickly and efficiently. And fortunately for you, everyone that that was running with you does so very quickly. You hear the house in the distance, and you know that the man beasts are closing in. But by the time they erupt onto the shore, you are already, beyond their reach. Two of the villagers actually use their two of the stronger villagers use their strength and just push the ferry away from the shore with the pole, and you are drifting to the middle of the river. The man beasts, which by now, by the way, they look more feral than before. They have those long nozzles, longer snouts. It looks like they are becoming more and more wolf than men. They're just howling impotently at you, and few of them try to get to the water, but apparently they don't like that. They jump away. They jump out immediately and just howl impotently at the fact that their prey is beyond their reach. Cadveo, meanwhile, what are you going to do? And your declarations now will be very important, because your declarations can mean that you have to fight, or you don't have to, or you won't have to fight. When you've opened the door, you took a quick peek behind you and you see Conrad is running towards you with a bloody sword and a scratched shield.
I peek behind him to see if there's anybody pursuing him.
For now, no, but you hear that the battle, well, the massacre at the field will probably, well, you know how it went, and soon the men-wolves will almost certainly, you know, run amok among the village, searching for any victims left.
I gesture for him to be quiet and to hurry into the stable.
Okay. Janelle is there. She's terrified. If you want to ride her, you will have to roll charm animal.
Okay.
Plus 10%. That's a fail. You want to reroll?
I would.
Yeah, that's my only luck. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
She's okay. She was very afraid, but you've managed to calm her down. Are you going to immediately mount her, or are you going to put, you know? Sorry.
Just shaking hands.
Yeah. Or are you going to put on the harness first?
I'm gonna put the.
Actually, I don't want to know.
No, like I'm trying to think. I know I don't have much time. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna just mount Janelle and like reach for Conrad.
Okay, so in that case, sure. You just jump on the back of your horse. Of course, you know you've untied you've untied her from her like box thingy, whatever it is called, in the stables. You ride out, Conrad. You see that Cadveo, you know, gestures for you to hop on. So I guess you do.
That's what I would like to do. Yes.
Yeah. So you shift your weapons. You quickly, you know, jump behind the elf, and just in time, as from the few, you know, smaller side streets, including the small side street in which you've caught your first group, the men wolves appear. But you know, Janelle just shrieks in pure panic. But Cadveo, you give her your what's the word? Like when you kick the horse to just ride faster.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, I know.
Giddy up.
Yeah,
it's spur the horse on.
Yeah.
He may not be wearing spurs though because he's an elf, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you just use your legs to spur your horse, and you gallop away from the horrifying animals. Well, half animals, half men. They are chasing you for quite some time. But but fortunately your horse is faster, and you quickly, put enough distance between you and the beasts and the cursed village of Dunkelblut, and eventually you are free. You are safe.
I'll leave that job off my resume.
Yeah.
As long as we still have the dog catcher, Imperial dog catcher, we're good.
Yes.
The writ.
The writ, yeah. Luther, you are taking the river. I am going to show you on the map. You are like here. So the river goes towards, like, you are swimming in this direction. The villagers tell you that they want to swim all the way to Aldorf.
That's the opposite way that we want to go, correct?
Yeah, because you want to go north. You also don't know where are your friends, if they are still alive, or what happened to them.
Well, they're obviously dead. And I'd rather cut my losses. The issue here is I already kind of agreed to go north. So I'm gonna make a deal with these people. I'm not gonna take them back south.
What?
We're not going south.
Well, they don't want to. Oh, yeah. You mean to Aldorf? Aldorf is actually to the west from here.
Is it more southern than us right now?
Well, yeah. If you put it like that,
Then I
yes.
rest my case. It's to the south. Um,
Okay.
so what I can do for you, is you can travel with me upriver a bit and across to the other shore. Or sorry, I should say downriver a bit and across the other shore. But I don't know. That is a quick question about navigation, and I should know this being an explorer and all. But is it called downriver no matter which way you're going?
No.
Well, downriver would be in the direction of the current flow. So as the river line gets smaller, so like these little tiny lines that are
Yeah.
coming out of the mountains are upriver, and then downriver as it gets bigger and as it goes down towards the cities. So like from where we are, if we were, I don't know if you can see my ping or if I can ping it all on this. I don't know.
No.
I don't see. But if you try and just like push,
Oh, okay.
you have to like keep the left mouse button.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, now
See
I
me
can.
now?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so if we're there, so Beckhofen is downriver from where
Yeah.
we are, for instance.
So
And that would be towards Altdorf. And I think originally that's where we were trying to go, was Beckhofen, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like on the way to Kislev. From there
Right,
you can take the road north, like here, and go up.
Right. So I think that was our original plan, that we were trying to get there. So you were on the river on the quickest route to Beckhofen at this point.
all right. Well, in that case, I don't want to go all the way to Altdorf. That's a long trip. We don't have the supplies for that. But we're pretty close to Beckhofen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just go to Beckhofen.
Well, the people will be satisfied enough with Beckhofen, including Don, who's remarking that, huh, you do this for a living, eh? Esmeralda, bless you, friend, but I think I will be making a detour in the direction that you are not going. Huh.
I mean, Don, you're welcome to swim, but you're probably a pretty good prize to a river pike or to a river troll or something.
I think I'll go to Beckhofen then, and then in a completely opposite direction. Yeah.
Yeah. Besides, you still owe us a pie.
Oh yeah, I'll be glad to give you quite a few pies if you want. But you see that he really wants to get away from you as fast as he can.
People do.
Yeah.
Do you roll? Do you need me to roll sail or something?
No, because you have enough people here on the ferry who can swim. So you go towards Beckhofen. Now my question to Conrad and Catvale: where are you going right now?
Well, my thought is the last we remember was we were heading for Beckhofen. That's kind of where I was going with that, reminding out of character that's where we were headed when we got stuck in this town.
Okay.
So the question is so we're on the road out of town now?
Yeah, you're on the road in the middle of the night. You want to go to Beckhofen? Sure thing, but you have to test me navigation. Because Luther has it easy. He just, swims along the river.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have it a bit tougher, I mean.
Correct. So I don't think I have navigation. Do you have navigation?
I think so. Luther was better than.
Yeah, he was better. I have follow trail, but we're not really, or can we follow a trail of wagon wheels?
I'll navigate, but I'm out of luck, so cross my fingers here.
All right.
Wait a second.
Can
Yes?
Hey, one of your luck.
yeah, I was gonna say, can I give him one of my 2 luck?
Yeah, let's say that you can. Sure.
Right. Woohoo!
You've passed.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
barely.
It took quite some time, but you eventually. Wait a second. You eventually. Well, I'm using the Gitzman map. Where's?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess in map. Yeah, I haven't looked at it. What is the capital of Ostermark, by the way? Is it Beckhofen?
No, actually, it's capital of
Essen?
Ostermark is. Yeah, it's Beckhafen. Sorry, my bad. Yeah,
Okay.
you are right.
Right.
It is the yeah, the capital. And apparently it's even mostly survived the storm, which is quite interesting. But what I want to tell you is that you are like making your way towards Beckhafen from the east, and this is well, actually, Conrad and Cadvale, you are riding alongside along the Beckhafen road. You've while Luther and the other refugees are like making their way there over the river Brunwasser, which eventually, of course, you know, which eventually flows into the Talabek, the mighty Talabek River. And so it takes you quite some time, quite a few days, to reach Beckhafen. Did you had any? Okay, I mean, Luther, you guys didn't have any problems with. Well, I mean, no, sorry, wait. Did you have any rations? That's my question.
So I have 14 days of rations, but I'm also trying to feed
do.
people. I also have a fishing line, hooks, and I know how to. I've got all the stuff to fish.
Okay, so your trip looked like that because you've shared your rations with others or not?
Yeah.
Okay. You shared your rations with others. You know, Don also had the pies, so you didn't really had any problems starving. You did fish, and you've reached Beckhafen mostly intact. You know, fortunately for you. Along the way, you've lost a couple of people, but you know, you've lost 3 people over the whole course of the trip because, well, in the middle of the night they've simply slipped away, or you don't know, perhaps, you know, something dragged them into the water when you were anchored at the shore. You don't really know. Like 3 people disappeared, but really out of almost 20, like 5, it's not a big deal. You guys, meanwhile, Luther and Conrad and Cadveo, you were riding along the on the Beckhafen road, past the bleak moors. You eventually entered the forests, the Griffinwood. You had rations too, right?
We all had 2 weeks of rations.
Okay. So you've persisted on it, and Janelle was just, you know, eating grass and drinking from the river. Of course, you took watches. There were only 2 of you, but still. Now, I still think that probably Luther would be first in Beckhafen, because
Yes.
he is using a ferry. So when you've reached Beckhafen, Luther, it is a city of about 7,000 people, almost 8,000. You can roll me Common Knowledge Empire.
1 second.
I am very glad for the fact that we are living in an era of wikis, stuff like that, because I can just type Beckhafen in Google and
don't know anything about the place where I live.
Yeah, so unfortunately you don't know much about it except that it is in Ostermark. But you eventually arrive there. It is a compact city, crowded behind its defensive walls. You see, buildings are narrow and tall, and lean at dizzying angles over alleys that are more like darkened tunnels. They look like they've been built from the dark wood, which is honestly kind of depressing. Behafen structures have a gloomy look that honestly no amount of whitewash and colored trim can dispel. When you've entered the city, of course, the guards, at the gate, at the water gate, they've stopped you. They are in the colors of Ostermark, so they are yellow and purple. Halt! They say. You are entering the capital of the province of Ostermark. You have to pay the fee.
What fee?
It's like 5 pennies per person.
Because
they see the sergeant even asks, "Are you all refugees?"
These people are refugees. I'm just getting them to safety.
I see. Well, actually, he looks at you. Wait, you are a soldier?
Yeah, and I know my uniform is probably just really fucked up at this point, but I look for a clean patch and just sort of pull the shirt out to where it's green and yellow.
All right. He looks at you. Very well. In that case, you pay the fee, and I would ask you to speak to me, sir.
Sure.
Yeah.
1 second. 22 times how many pennies?
5.
How much money is that?
It's 110 pennies, which I don't know how much silver it is.
12 pennies, I think, is 1 shilling. So essentially 10 silver shillings.
All right.
Which,
well,
I'm just gonna give
him a crown and call it the expediency fee to get these people in.
Yeah, sure.
And get me a beer.
Yeah, you see that Beckhafen is probably you see that it has very extensive network of boatyards and piers, and that probably a lot of traffic and a lot of commerce, has something to do with rivers. So you quickly park your ferry at one of the docks. The people just of course they thank you a lot, Luther, because you are the one who honestly kept them safe. Most of them are simple villagers. The women are kissing you on the cheeks, and the men are just shaking your hands, and then those people, well, they will try and start new life here. Don took out 5 of his spies of the pies from his cart. There are not too many left, but he took 5 of the pies. He gave them to you. He bowed very low and then just grabbed his cart and drove away. So you can add 5 pies to your character sheet. The sergeant takes you to a guard tower, to a guard post near the river, where he questions you essentially. What I mean is that he wants to know if that you are a deserter.
Oh no, hell no.
So where's the rest of your unit? He asks. By the way, he has 4 other men with him when he's asking you. Of course, they've given you
something
to eat, to drink, your first real meal in few days. It took you less than a week to reach this place. Catvale and Conrad, it will take you a week to reach this place.
Okay.
So so he looks at you. So if you're not a deserter, where's the rest of your unit?
I'm a former captain out of the 63rd Halberdiers of Warden.
I see.
I sold my commission and went to move back to my home village to take care of some family affairs, and that sort of rounded me into a long series of events that really sucked. That kind of led me to the village of Dunkelbilt, which is no longer there because beastmen kind of ate everybody except for the 22 people I brought downriver.
Dunkelboot, eh? He asks. Wait a second. I've heard of this village. It's east from here, outside Griffin's Wood.
Not.
Well,
Yes, it is.
he looks at you, like, don't try this again with him, please. He's like, yes, well, it used to be there. Anyway, thank you for the information, Captain. I will pass this knowledge to the Templars in the city, and to my superior officers. We'll have to, Ostermark will have to send a force strong enough to not only find out if this village still stands, but if it's not, then we'll have to hunt the beastmen that destroyed it. Thank you for your service. You can stay in this. You can stay with us for a few more days, free of charge if you wish. For your duty, for the duty that you've performed, and for the people that you've managed to save.
That's awful nice. I'm just gonna go find just a tap room or a bar that I can hole up in and drink away this bullshit, because this has been like the worst couple of weeks of my life. I have no idea why I got involved in this crap.
I see. Very well. In that case, if you will need to find some kind of work, to earn some coin, then we can help you out. I am Sergeant Obadiah. You can find me here almost any time of the week. If you need any help, just contact me.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Then finish your meal, and hopefully I'll see you around. So, Luther, you are waiting for the guys, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna find a tap room or something.
Okay.
And I'm just sort of gonna hole up.
Okay, wait. So you were waiting in the Hallow Glory Bar. That's what it was called. There's a great website. It's called Fantasy Name Generators, and you can generate any name using this site. I'm using it extensively in the Arabi game because I don't really know any Arabi names except Abdul and Ahmed. So it's a very, very nice.
No, real quick, I didn't catch that name. Did you say Glory Hole?
No. The Hollow Glory Bar.
It has a glory hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say not a glory hole at all. Just a hollow glory.
Well, you feel hollow glory
Second stall, walk in the men's bathroom.
Well, you feel hollow glory after visiting the glory holes.
There you go.
So you take your rest in the hollow glory bar and wait for the guys to arrive. If you want to spend your time there and eat and drink, I presume on place, right?
Yep.
Let me quickly, the funny names are always the best.
I don't see what's so funny about Glory Hole. There's a lot of holes that are glory.
Well, we've all been there, or at least only I was.
I didn't know it was kind of a rotating thing, like everybody takes a turn, but whatever.
I also didn't know that. Thank you for enlightening me. I just thought that this was like you pay, you enter, and you just get your your fix. They knew that you had to take turns. That's actually.
I am unaware of the subtleties of
of the glory hole.
of the glory hole.
No
Yeah.
names.
Yes.
Yeah.
I only know that there was this song by what was the name? Yeah, the song was called Glory Hole. Some kind of metal band was singing. I don't remember. Anyway.
Oh yeah. I think I saw that video actually.
Yeah, the video was also. I think it was R-rated.
God, who did that song now? It was one of those hair metal bands like
Yeah.
White Snake or something.
Yeah. Anyways, for a single day in this place, for a room, you have to pay 6 pennies, and for food, including drink, it will be 12 pennies per day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and preemptive tab this and get the people a little bit, I'm gonna preemptive this tab.
Okay.
And pay the owner to keep people away from me while I just sulk. So I'm gonna give him 4 silver.
That's more than enough for now. He agrees. He takes your money. And yeah, he just you've been given a room on the first floor, a single one, relatively clean. This whole place, like almost the entire of Behafen and honestly most of Ostermark, is just depressing. There are a lot of death-related symbolism here. There's a lot of death-related symbolism here, like winged skeletal angels. Paintings of cemeteries and dead people. There are like a few empty suits of armor because apparently the owner of this place used to be a soldier or maybe even a knight. You're not sure, but he clearly saw combat because he has an eye patch and a nasty scar running, alongside his entire left side of the face. Ostermarkers are also very depressing, very gloomy lot, and they are constantly toasting the fallen, their fallen, people who died during the last Chaos Incursion. For old soldiers, there's a popular toast in Ostermark. So that's that. So I guess that you probably want to spend your time mostly alone, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's what you do. You guys.
Writing a song about the horrifying deaths of my friends.
Yes. Your friends, meanwhile.
Yeah. And just for everybody's edification, the band that sang Glory Hole is Steel Panther.
Yeah, Steel Panther.
Of course it is. Of course it's the joke band Steel Panther.
Exactly that. I don't want to know who's sucking my cock tonight. Yeah, I remember that. Cool song, by the way. Conrad and Catvale. You eventually reach the walls of Behafen. This is a capital. This, by the way, roll me Common Knowledge Empire, Conrad.
Okay.
Can I roll it too?
If you have, then yes. If you don't,
I believe this one is Common Knowledge Empire.
because I don't know if you have Common Knowledge Empire, Catvale. I know that.
Wow.
I technically have it, but I've been just role playing where I know Middenheim pretty well, so
Okay.
it's up to you if you want to give me a modifier.
Yeah, you can roll with -10 in that case. Okay, Catvale. Okay, Catvale passed and Conrad passed. Okay, so what you know about Behafen is that it's practically what I've told you before. This is the capital of Ostermark. It has about 7,600 people. Elector Count Wolfram Hertwig is the ruler of the city, of course, but of course he left the city to for war some time ago, and currently it is commanded by his younger brother Matthias. There are you've heard rumors that people of this area have been living in fear for quite some time that that the armies of the arch enemy will manage to will march south of Kislev, cross Talbek, and lay siege. But for now, no siege has come. There are no signs of combat here. But when you enter the city after you've paid the fee, by the way, it's a total of a single shilling for both of you and the horse.
Okay.
I don't know who pays, but just pay.
Yeah, I'll pay it now. I need to go back and make sure I have, but I'm pretty sure we still have, because we still theoretically have the, what was it, 263 that they gave us or something?
Yeah, and I think you had it, because I think that you were mainly...
We just split that up.
Okay,
yeah, we do need to split it up, but...
Yeah. So when you pay the money to to grim, serious guards in purple and yellow uniforms, and you enter narrow, depressing streets where sun almost never shines because the buildings are so tall and they lean at such dizzying angles, you see that this is probably one of the last bastions of civilization, of imperial civilization, this far north, because when you cross the Talbek and you enter the forests to the north from here, and then almost immediately you enter Kislev. You have to pass.
So we could see Kislev across the river?
You can't, because across the river is the Forest of Shadows, one of the most dangerous forests in the Empire. But past the Forest of Shadows, but past the Forest of Shadows are, as far as you know, are practically the lands of Kislev, the so-called Oblast, which is the name of the vast open Kislevian spaces. Yeah. If you want to find your friend, you have to roll, of course. You have to ask.
That's what I was gonna say. I wanted to ask the have you seen a smelly guy about this high, has cheese in his pocket?
You asked.
I would have reported the village to the guards when we came. So I don't know if they would have said like a guy came through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The same village.
Okay, so
I would have reported it like this village is overrun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. So first, let's roll for Conrad's gossip.
Okay. Gossip I thought was pretty good, but let me find it. Oh yeah, my gossip is pretty good. Well, it's okay. Did it roll? I can't see it.
Yeah, you've passed. Okay.
Right,
and you are asking one of the guards at the gate while Cadwell is talking about the village that has been destroyed. You see that a few soldiers are of course standing here at one of the entrances to the city. There are 3 on this side, plus you can enter it from the side of the upper Talbek, of course. When you begin to speak, they look at each other. They look at you. Hey, didn't Sergeant Obadiah said something about the strange Stirlander who came a few days ago with a ferry full of refugees from this village? Yeah, I think he did.
Stirlander?
Yes, Mr. Elf. He says, he looks at you like most people in the Empire do, Cadwell, which is a mix of being unsure, being slightly reserved, but also being quite curious. We had a ferry enter Beckhafen from the side of the east a few days ago. It carried like 20 people, a halfling with a cart, and a Stirlander soldier who was commandeering the craft. I remember that because Sergeant Obadiah, our commanding officer in this side of the city, took him. Well, he took him for questioning because he thought that this man might be a deserter. As it turns out, he wasn't. and the people, well, he apparently saved their lives. They were very grateful to him. We've offered him a place to stay in one of our watchtowers, but he said that he'll find he'll find some watering hole and drink himself silly. You might ask around the town. He is, I think, quite characteristic.
Yes,
Thank you.
he's a character, all right.
Yes. By the way, he did a really outstanding job, saving all of those people from, I think, beastmen, were they? Klaus, right? That's what Sergeant said? Yeah, some kind of beastman, yeah. Yeah, beastman, yeah.
Yeah, I killed 3 of them while he was running away.
Oh, so you were there together, right?
Yes.
Wow, wow, we have a bunch of heroes here in Beckhaven then. Well, very well. In that case, we'll raise a glass or two in your name tonight after our shift.
Sounds great.
Great. He says, well, in that case, welcome to
We're
Beckhaven.
tired.
Yeah. Welcome
Great,
to
fuck
Beckhaven,
off.
my Naren. And he just signaled for you to go along because there were other people wanting to enter the city. So you're looking for Luther.
A watering hole. Yeah.
In that case, if you want to look for him, you have to roll for gossip, and to give his description.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going with the guy about this high. Smells real bad.
Stinks.
Yeah, yeah, stinks.
Pulls cheese out of his ass.
Yeah.
We're his sterling colors.
Okay. Roll that. Roden. Oh,
Oh,
you have luck.
I do. I'll use my last luck. I don't need to be run out of town looking for this guy. What'd you say about my wife?
Oh, you wanker! What you say about my wife, eh? Okay, yeah, you've noted that people in Beckhaven are really not very friendly. They are gloomy and depressing a lot, and they're not exactly hostile. They're just not interested in speaking to you. That said, Conrad, you know that you are essentially almost you are practically neighbors with Ostermark, and both of you have been influenced by Kislev, just like you are influencing Southern Kislev. Which means that, for example, people here in Ostermark, they dress and they look quite different than your normal Imperials. For example, women have long braids and have colorful long dresses. They look quite rural, but also rather pretty, which is a stark contrast to the usual gloominess and depressing style of this place. Men, for example, almost all men, or most of the men, they of course sport mustaches and facial hair, but they are in the style of Kislev, long and drooping.
Okay.
This contrasts with your typical, imperial baggy clothes, your typical imperial weaponry and symbolism, like, for example, the soldiers here are, of course, armed with halberds, but, for example, some of their sergeants have this curved Kislevite-like scimitars at their hips. Sigmar is very popular here. There's Sigmarite iconography almost everywhere, to the extension that you barely see any other gods being represented in this place, except maybe for Mor and Shalia. And you have but like I've said, even though it's spring, you are quite to the northeast, so it's still relatively cold, but it's sunny. People here are just, they look down. They look downtrodden, they look constantly sad, they look miserable, they look like they are almost non-stop depressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're gloomy and depressing, whereas people from Ostland are depressing and gloomy.
Something like that, yeah. But at the same time, Ostlanders can be depressing, but they also have this inner fire and determination, and you see that Ostermarkers sometimes look like they've just given up. Which you guess that is probably not true. You just don't think that anyone living here for long would probably remain cheerful. Yeah. Eventually, after almost an hour and a half after you've entered the place, and 3 days after Luther and his refugee mates entered the city, you found the Hollow Glory Bar, which is a depressing place, naturally. It is a tall, narrow building between other tall, narrow buildings in a seedy side alley. There's a sign hanging over the door, but the sign is quite funny because it has a huge hole cut in the middle of it, and that's it. There's no inscription. There's nothing. It's just a blank piece of wood with a hole, circular hole in the middle of it. Yeah, and when you park the horse, you hear that from inside, someone is drunkenly telling a tale. Yes, loudly.
So anyway, I started blasting, and and wolves all over the place, dead wolves, live wolves, wolf people, just fucking killing everybody. And my elf buddy and my Auslander buddy are running away. They're running away. They're too terrified. I'm stood there alone trying to fight off fucking chaos, destroying this village, and all I can think is, well, if they're running, I should run too.
Can I interrupt him?
When you, which I guess that you just entered this place, and yeah, okay, yeah.
No one's eaten any cheese from this man, have they?
Oh, fuck, it's ghosts.
No, sir, we haven't, says one of the patrons, listening to Luther. Although you see that of the patrons who are listening to him are sitting quite a distance from him because he stinks. You also see that Luther is, well, just as he was before, disheveled. Now he's drunk, and yeah, he's telling a tale. Luther, you see Conrad and Cadwell entering the place.
No, I see the phantoms of my friends. That's what I see. And I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't need to be around this kind of shit. This is just more of that chaos crap. I thought you were done with this at the vampire's house.
Well, when you begin, if you say something like this, people are like, they are keeping their distance, so to speak.
Hold your horses there, Luther. We're as alive as the day you met us.
I'm sorry, I
just
didn't have to
ignore him
hold
and walk up
horses.
and shake his hand.
I didn't have to hold any horses. I wasn't the one that ran to the stables.
Exactly. We needed to go get Cadwell needed to get his horse, and we didn't know where else to go. Where the hell did you go?
I rescued a fuckload of people and brought them to Beckhaven, this nice little town. This nice town where everybody's just so polite that they don't even talk to you. It's the best.
Well, this is just not a small town, sir. This is capital of our province, eh? Says one of the, patrons.
Right you are, sir. And I just, reached in my pocket and tossed 3 pennies at the barkeep. And was like, get that man a beer.
Yes, sir, says the very depressing-looking barkeep. Right away. Oh, by the way, Meineren, will you be staying with your friend here? He asks you, Cadwell, and you, Conrad.
We'd like to stay here if we could.
Yeah, I have a few spare rooms, if you want.
All right.
Very well.
And a bottle of
Join
vodka.
the glory hole.
Very well. In that case...
The glory is Sigmar's alone.
In the hole.
Yes.
In that case, it will be 8 pennies per person per night, sir.
Okay.
And if you want meals with that, For 3 meals per day, you pay 12 pennies. By the way, Conrad, meals here, Luther, meals here are passable, and that's just that.
Okay.
They're nothing special, unfortunately.
I'll take care of the money, Cadvale, for now.
Okay.
So 24 pennies per day.
Yeah. By the way, how long do you want to stay here? Because I guess that you want to spend some of your money here before going north.
Correct. Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to get some freaking armor.
Okay. So tell you what,
I need a
guys.
saddle.
So tell you what, guys. You guys think what you want to buy. By the way, we finished the side adventure. It was called A Dog Eat Dog World, and for now, I want all of you to add a single fate point to your character sheets.
Yes.
And after today's session, I'll also give you additional experience points for that scenario. And now we are officially returning to the Thousand Thrones. But for now, let's make a few minutes break. Let's make us some coffee, and we'll be back.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go get some lunch. All right. All right. So have you been feeling any symptoms?
No, not really. Like I'm super fatigued. That's about it.
Okay.
Hell, I don't even know if he's feeling symptoms. Like the way this kind of hit is, me and him have been buds for about 8 years, and tend to hang out a good bit. But yeah, that's probably where I had the exposure from.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was the funny thing. So my son, they said he was exposed, but they didn't tell us till 4 days afterwards, and he had been going to school the whole time. Awesome. But we got our tests done, and then all of a sudden I started getting this weird call from this 800 number, and they were leaving messages like, "Hey, this is the health department. You need to call me." I'm like, bullshit. Yeah, because it's like, I get all of these calls all the time, saying, "Hey, just whatever, just all kinds of weird, like kind of phishing kind of calls, like, "Hey, you want to sell your house, your property at where you live?" I'm like, no. So anyway,
Hey, you.
or you just won something. But so finally, after a couple of days, I tracked it down. I was like, oh, okay, this is a legit number. So all they wanted to do was essentially do contact tracing kind of stuff and do follow up survey on him. It was like, is he feeling symptoms, this and that. So so far none of us have had any of the symptoms.
Gotcha. All right, so I've written up quite a shopping list, but I'm gonna require us to divvy up that coin.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember the exact amount, and I thought I wrote it down here on my little pad, but maybe I didn't. But I thought it was shit.
I'm here.
Hey.
Everyone's here?
I haven't heard if Brian is back yet. Yeah, I for some reason the amount. Oh, there you are. The amount 263 crowns for some reason sticks in my mind, but I don't have it written down in front of me here, and I don't know if it's in the notes or not. And then plus, I'd have to go back and look at how much money I had on hand before that.
How much money did we receive for the job?
I think I've copy pasted that.
Yeah, I thought you did too. But that's just I don't.
I think I did at least.
Yeah, I could have sworn I wrote it down, but apparently not.
Wait. Because it was. I'm going to check very quickly. 200 gold crowns basic, and 5 gold crowns per life captured Midland Wolfhound. So from the first group, there were 6 Wolfhounds, so you have 230.
Okay.
From the second group, you've only got 1 in the
So
forest.
235.
235. Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one, unfortunately, was all dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's that. So 235.
Okay. And so quick math. I'm using my phone calculator.
Roughly 77 per person, something like that.
78.333.
I was close.
Okay, so you guys. So how long did you stay here? My question is thus.
Let's say, well, how does sleeping in a bed and whatnot affect your healing rate?
How hurt are you?
I have taken 5 damage.
So you restore a single hit point overnight.
Okay. I don't know about the rest of you, how badly you're hurt and how long you want to stay here.
Boys, I'm okay to stay here for a week.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
For a week more.
Try to get healed up.
Okay.
Also, I've got some shopping to do on this.
Oh, by the way, Brian, you have to pay 5 pennies. Sorry, no. 10 pennies per day for the horse. You know, for her food, stuff like that. Brian? Brian's not here. Yeah, so...
I don't know why I was muted. That's 3.5 silver then?
For 7 days?
Yeah. All right.
What'd you say? It's 10. You said 10 pennies per day for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So, math. Yeah. Crap.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, that would be 3.5 shillings.
Okay.
Or so what would that be? That would be 3 shillings and 6 pennies.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yes, sorry, because my bad. Because there's a Beckhafen in this entry in this chapter. So when all of you entered Beckhafen, you saw that the recent Chaos Incursion washed against the walls and left the community heavily scarred, but with its wealth and doughty citizens, it is well on the way to recovery. And you do know, or actually you've learned during your stay here, that Beckhafen's position near Kislev makes it a common stop for caravans bound north, into the forests or into Kislev proper. That's the first thing. And the second thing that you've learned about Beckhafen is that there are agitators here, arguing that there are spies among the Kislevites in the city, and the town watch has already had to intervene to prevent lynchings. So there's there's this kind of tension in the air. But Beckhafen managed to survive the storm, which can't be said about the entirety of Ostermark. The province has been heavily damaged, heavily, scarred by the chaos forces. You are staying here for a week total, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are any of you heavily wounded? Because if you are, you might want to seek medic. If not, then, like I've said before, lightly wounded people recover a single wound per night in bed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are heavily wounded, you recover a single hit point per week in bed.
Right. Heavily wounded is
below
is what?
3.
Okay. No,
Like
I have way more than 3.
or 3 or below, I think. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But I don't think any of you are heavily wounded.
No. So, Cadvale, I just assumed that since I said I was paying for it, that I'd just pay for you for the week, unless you don't want to do it that way.
I had already deducted that, so.
Oh, okay, you already got it.
Or for my horse anyway. Yeah, I haven't done.
No, I'm talking about for the lodgings.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So, to speed things up a bit and to put you on your way, just tell me what you guys want to buy in Beckhaven. It is a capital, so unless you want something extremely extravagant, then you can buy it here. Like I said before, Beckhaven has a strong trade because it is famous for its boatyards, for its piers, and some of the finest rivercraft in the Empire is made here. There are even 2, you've heard during your stay that there are apparently 2 water-powered sawmills, a gift from the dwarves, working in the city. So yes, that's how this looks.
All right, I'm trying to figure out how much stuff costs.
Yeah, I'm looking at the old world armory right now. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, if you guys want, like I said, we are now officially turning to the campaign, but you can just buy whatever you want here, and yeah.
All right.
So it was 77 gold to each of us?
So if we did, so one person would get 79 and the other 2 would get 78. So you can have, since you saved all those people, you can have the 79.
There we go.
Nice. So
Well deserved. Thank you for giving it to me. I was the obvious person to get the extra gold.
You were. I need to buy a deck of cards.
I have a list of things that I would like to pick up.
okay, show me the list.
All right, one sec.
And yeah, you guys can just buy it normally if you want, or you guys can haggle if you want.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, I'm just looking at the cost of. So yeah, I don't think I have enough money to get everything I want. Oh jeez.
Oh, hold up. I gotta look this up.
Because I'm also trying to remember how much money I had in the past because I've been bad about tracking it. So, but if I'm just working off of the 78, I definitely do not have enough. And then also thinking about what I need.
Trying to see where this saddle would be. That'd be stock animals and all that, like livestock, right?
Yeah, I'm going to quickly open my copy of the Old World Armory.
All right, Michael, I put it in the chat.
I see that. Yeah.
There's stuff on here I'm going to need some deliberation on. I would like to trade the map of Troll Country for a map of Kislev, if possible.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Wait. Oh yeah, Cadvale, I have it here. Saddle is 5 gold crowns.
Okay, so I'm
and the reins are 1 gold crown.
So I'm looking at 86 total to get my armor back and the saddle and all that.
If yeah, if you've calculated it like that, then yes.
Okay.
Shit.
So I've got 19 something left.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I can't. I'm not. It's not clear to me. So of course, I didn't write it down on any. Oh, look! Hey.
Okay, I'm going to.
That's not what I was
clothing.
looking for, but that's no. I've just got stacks of paper in front of me, and so I'm trying to find out because I've been writing on every scrap of paper near me, all these things, and not tallying it up in one place. That's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'll buy two arrows, 10 arrows for 2 silver. It looks like.
Okay. Luther, the overcoat is like winter coat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it costs 10 gold crowns according to my old world armory.
Yes. I also added on to that good quality dark clothing, which is about 3 gold.
Okay, yeah. Remember, guys, you are heading to Kislev. It will be colder. By the way, you will have to ask questions here about the route and about the crusade, because for now you don't know anything. Just so you know, we will be rolling soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because supposedly the crusade entered Kislev, but that's all you know. Okay, yes, Luther. For simplicity's sake, you've traded the map of Show Country for map of Kislev, and that's that.
All right, and last one is how much are bandages and how much would a sewing kit be?
The bandages are. There are no bandages listed. That's the problem.
How much for some rags then?
Yeah. Well, wait a second. Oh yeah, 1 penny. So let's say 3 pennies per single bandage.
All right.
How much do you want to buy?
I'm gonna pick up 5 bandages.
Okay. So that's that, and you've bought the steel helmet.
Yep.
Which is 30 gold crowns. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's that. You wanted sewing kit as well?
Yep.
I think that should be listed somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Oh, it's
I
Okay.
do my little sacrifice to my cloak the whole week too. I don't know if you want me to like roleplay it or not.
no. You just cut yourself, and that's that. Sure.
It's not like Vampire the Masquerade where you actually have to go out and feed and.
Yeah.
How many silver per crown?
20.
12. Yeah, 20.
Gotcha. 14, 12.
So since I'm doing a little bit of forensic accounting here,
Mhm.
so I remember we did we had 100 gold crowns that we split 3 ways, and I think in that case we gave Luther the 34, and then Cadwell and I each had the 33. And then I had here in the notes that we spent 15 on food, etc.,
Mhm.
on our travel to Helfort. I can't remember. Did I pay for that, or?
I think you
Or
were
was that-
paying.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so then I have 18 gold crowns left from that, and then I just have to I have how much I spent on that would be. So I spent another. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's almost there.
Sell something or borrow some money from others.
Yeah.
What are you trying to get?
Well, the main thing is I want to get armor, but I'm just trying to forensically because I was getting sloppy about taking care of my money. So I'm so that's 96 crowns, but then minus.
Do I have Old World Armory? I gotta find if I have Old World Armory or not.
Okay. I have it in PDF and in physical, but
Boom, found it.
I found sewing needles, Michael. You pay 8 silver for 5 of them.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so that's that.
Okay. And then let's see here.
168. Sorry, I'm muttering to myself.
No worries. Yeah, I think what you guys want to buy, then we'll keep on rolling.
I guess another week of rations and a bottle of vodka for me, and I'm done.
Okay. You have Old World Armory, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm flipping through. I know if you want to use the spirits price for vodka.
Yeah, spirits price,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
1 silver and a week of rations and.
That's pretty much it.
Gotta be around here then.
Okay, so I have 94. I'm gonna write this on my sheet for it. 94, 16, 66. All right. Okay, so I have. All right. So I believe I have poor quality clothing because that's what they gave us.
Yes.
I have the leather jack, the leather. Okay, so I'm gonna erase my full mail for now. Cap, leather jack. Okay, I have that shit. I don't have the oil, the pole. So I essentially don't have any of this shit.
I would like to.
Come again?
Right.
Sorry.
Hold up. Oh, never mind. I'm good. I'm good there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find the armor area here.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna need to buy like some kind of cold weather clothing or something.
Mm-hmm.
So is that also, would that be an overcoat or what is that?
Yes, overcoat is exactly
Oh
that.
yeah, we are gonna. Oh shit.
It's
Okay.
even in Polish version it's even called winter coat.
Okay.
It's
And so
10,
that
yeah.
10 crowns?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a good clothing. Like if you guys enter Kislev in poor quality clothing, even though it's spring, it will get
Okay.
nasty.
Okay.
Yes.
So all right, so minus 10. Okay, so that's 84. All right, so then how much do I have to pay for good quality clothing?
Michael, how much did you pay for it? 3 gold crowns?
Gold crowns.
3,
Okay.
right?
Okay, so another 3.
Okay.
So I'll keep my poor quality clothing as a backup.
yeah, it's always a good idea to.
And then I guess I need a new sling bag.
Or a backpack.
Oh yeah. Well, how much? Yeah, okay. Jesus, I can't. Ba-ba-ba.
10 pennies per day. Okay, so.
Okay, so a backpack costs 30 shillings.
Yeah, because remember, guys, there are like 2 price listings, one in the rulebook and one in the Old World Armory. We always use the Old World Armory. That
Okay,
said,
I
I
don't have-
think that there are few things that are not in the Old World Armory that are in the rulebook.
Okay.
But I don't remember exactly which ones. I just discovered this some time ago, and yeah.
Does a backpack cost the same in the? Because I don't have the Old World Armory handy.
Let me check.
If
Backpack.
oh, go ahead.
Backpack is 30 silver.
Okay, so same.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I shell out for a 3-person tent, can that be carried on the horse?
Yes, and only on the horse, honestly,
Gotcha.
because it's a big tent. Yeah, it's
So
big.
that'll be
It's big tent.
6 gold.
Because big tent costs two gold crowns.
It's 2 gold crowns per person that's meant to keep in it.
Okay, yeah. So in that
That's
case, yes.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the armor replenishment is where things get tricky.
I also suggest buying. What's the word? The thing that you start fire with.
Oh yeah, tinderbox.
Tinderbox,
Okay,
yeah. Because
Yeah,
you don't start with one, and in the steps it could be very useful.
I think that's one of the things I used to have that was before I wiped my character sheet.
Okay.
So I should actually have one, I think.
Tinderbox is also 30 shillings according to this.
Yes, it is quite expensive. If you don't have tinderbox, you can start a fire with survival, with outdoor survival skill.
Yeah, but I'll buy the tinderbox.
Okay.
So
I'm
now
going
that's
to
down.
pick up a hatchet.
Hatchet, like weapon hatchet or
Tool hatchet.
tool hatchet. Okay, sure.
Okay, but yeah. So what I'm trying to figure out. So we got that. Oh, maybe a blanket might be a good thing to have, huh?
Probably yes. If you guys don't have blankets, you are sleeping without any protection. Blankets or maybe bedrolls are good, but bedrolls are expensive.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy a 25 silver for a freaking blanket. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you are talking about a bedroll right now, I think.
Okay.
You should have a blanket. I think you start with one, right?
Well, yeah, but I remember all my shit got destroyed.
Because bedroll according to Old World Armory is 15 gold crowns.
Oh, bedroll. Okay.
Yeah. So if
bedroll is just something to sleep on, though, isn't it?
No, bedroll is like you go inside the bedroll and you are warm. It's
okay.
yeah.
So it's like a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it's a sleeping
You
bag.
said
Yeah, sleeping bag. Exactly that.
Wait, 15 gold crowns? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think I need to buy it. So.
Yeah, because
What's the encumbrance on a bedroll?
on the bedroll, I'm going to tell you right now, 20.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, guys, check your encumbrance. Yeah, I think that's what is not in the armory, Sean, is the blanket. I am going to see in the rule book.
Okay, well, yeah, the encumbrance of a blanket is 10, and it costs 25 shillings. But if I got a bedroll, and that's better than a blanket, I'll just get a bedroll.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to freeze to death looking for this kid.
Yeah, it's 25 shillings. Yeah, it's 10 encumbrance. Yes, exactly that.
And maybe, do we need torches again, guys? Buy a couple torches?
Or lantern, storm lantern, for example.
I have a lantern.
Oh, you do have a lantern? Okay, yeah, because I
had as well.
Okay, because again, I had all that shit, but it's gone.
Well, I mean, torches are always useful. You know.
I'll buy 2 torches.
Basic ones, so 5 pennies per each.
Yeah.
But remember, the basic ones are, very basic. The soaked ones, the better ones, for 10 pennies, they won't go out as easily.
Yeah, I'm just buying the basic ones.
Okay, so 5 pennies per torch. Okay. But Bran, you need to buy food for your horse.
Okay, that was 10 pennies a day as well.
I don't remember, but I'll have to check. I have Old World Armor here. Where's the food? Oh yeah, here it is.
I'm gonna buy a water skin too.
Yeah. Oh wait, this is food for humans. So, I mean for players, not for animals. Oh yeah, here it is. It's 5 pennies for I don't know how much. It doesn't say.
A day, I guess.
I guess, yeah, 5 pence per day.
So I'll buy 70, 14 days, 70 pennies worth.
Okay, sure.
And I'm gonna buy 2 weeks worth of rations if I can. Is that still at 6 shillings, or does it cost more?
Oh, wait, sorry, Brian, I've checked. Yeah, it's per day.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
Are rations 6 shillings per week?
I think so. Yeah. Let me quickly check.
That's what it says 6 plus in the.
Yeah. You can always 6+ means that you can buy rations of better quality. By the way, if you want to buy things of better quality in Behafen, you have to row, because Ostermark mostly has been destroyed. When you were traveling through this province, you saw that. Ostermark was just ravaged. But Behaven stands, although it has been attacked, so people here are, well, they don't have as much as they used to have, let's just say. Yeah. Even in the campaign book it says ruins of Ostermark. Which, by the way, when you were traveling to Beckhafen, mainly Conrad and Cadveil, you've passed quite a few destroyed villages and hamlets. Just so you know, completely burned to the ground, and some of them still even had, bodies hanging from the remains of destroyed buildings, of burned out buildings, or from branches of dead trees. You're not really surprised that Ostermarkers are so gloomy, such a gloomy lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how are we doing with the buying stuff?
I'm pretty good, except for I'm just trying to decide what I want to do here, because I have the leather skull cap and the leather jack.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, the leather jerkin, not leather jack.
Okay.
Is that right, Chet? Or because my arms aren't, so it's jerkin. Because my arms aren't covered. And so I'm just trying to figure out here, because I apparently don't have enough money to do shit, that I'm trying to decide if I want to go for full leather armor. Well, if I sold the jerkin and the skull cap,
mm-hmm.
would I get the full amount back of, or I'm assuming might be less. So if I buy full leather armor, I would need to get rid of the jerkin and the skull cap.
Let me see. Yeah.
And then
sure.
full
leather is 80. Full leather is 25.
Correct. Yeah. Would I be able to sell back the skull cap, or can I just buy the rest of the shit to get it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is do I need to sell the 2 items that I have in order to get the rest of the? Or let me see here. If I bought,
because you have helmet for 3, and you
mm-hmm.
have the one for 6, which only protects your body, right?
Right.
So you'd have to buy 20 for the jacket and the trousers for 22 total.
Okay, I'll just do that. So 22.
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves me with 40 gold to figure out how I can get mail on my ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have 40, you can, for example, buy mail helmet.
Yeah.
Or you can buy mail
leggings.
Conrad, you need to borrow some money.
Yeah, but you guys don't have enough money, even if I took all your money.
But I've got 60 crowns.
Well, in order to, because if I want to get full, okay, I'm trying. God damn, I hate the way this is written. So full mail would be 170 total, but I already have the full leather, because the full mail comes with the full leather under it, right? Is that how that works?
Sorry, come again. You have to have full leather. I mean, for every piece of mail, you have to have a piece of leather underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see. So if I bought, okay. So yeah. So if I need 170 to get mailed up over my leather.
Yep.
And so right now I only have 40.
Don't get full mail then. Just grab a mail shirt and a mail coif.
Mail shirt.
That covers arms, body, and head.
Well, no, you'd have to get a mail coat. Oh wait.
Well,
fuck.
la-di-da, look at me. I went to school.
No, I'm just trying to look at this because they're. No, okay. Okay. Oh, I get it. That's weird. All right. Well, you were saying how much do you have?
I got 60 crowns.
Okay. Well, if I can borrow 60 crowns from you.
Fuck off. Money.
Well, okay. Well, that's the thing. I'm just gonna buy myself a mail coif and call it a day. So my head is protected.
At max, I would have been fine with like 20 crowns, but Jesus.
Well, as I said, I don't have enough money, so that's cool. I'm good. I'm just gonna put mail coif and full leather. Got it. Full leather. All right, we're good. Sorry.
Okay. So everyone's ready?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all. I've gone through and done my encumbrance. I'm good.
Yeah. Jesus, I have no idea how long. Oh, they didn't set. Oh, jeez, they didn't put this here. Yep. It's cool. Not cool. Not cool at all. Okay. Okay. You've spent a couple of days recuperating, resting, sleeping, eating. Pretty standard fare, even below standard, honestly. Food in Behaven, unless you are gunning for very high class taverns and inns, is very basic after all. The entire province has been practically devastated, and even Behaven, didn't escape unscathed. The walls still bear the scars of the siege, of the Chaos Siege. So yeah. But you fortunately managed to put the horrors of Dunkelboot behind you. You've eaten the pies that Luther got, because remember, they can't stay too long. Yeah. And eventually, yeah, you guess the time has come to leave this place and to head north. Finally north, cross the Talbeck, cross the Forest of Shadows, and eventually reach Kislev. Or rather, more safely, travel west towards the village of Borkum, travel to the other side to the village of Slavianskaya, and then along the road into Kislev, because crossing Forest of Shadows is seriously not a good idea. It is a very dangerous place. If you have the Gitzman map, you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I said we stick to the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah. So, but there's just a single problem. You don't know where to go. Kislev is a large country, and while you've heard back in Sylvania that the crusade went north to Kislev, you don't know exactly where. You have to learn about this. So my question is, how are you planning to do that? Do you want to? Do all of you want to, ask around, gossip, stuff like that, or maybe just a single one of you?
I'll aid with somebody else's gossip, I think.
Okay.
Conrad can certainly gossip. Sorry, I'm just getting the last encumbrance down. All right.
You will have a minus modifier first, just so you know.
Oh, because we don't. No, but I'm speaking loudly and slowly.
Okay.
All right, I will try to. Hey.
Okay. Yeah.
Did I roll? Oh, okay. Woohoo.
Hey, you got another luck back too, so.
Yeah.
But I won't have to use it for a little while.
Okay, so how much? Okay. In the first day, you've heard the crusade. I ain't heard of no crusade. You've also heard, oh sure, the crusade of the child. I've heard of them. Troublesome lot, I reckon. What with the Grand Theogonists calling for Templars all over the Empire to stamp them out? That was the first day. Roll for second day, please.
Zoinks! Where is it? Bam!
Ooh, nice.
I know your mother.
Sure, I've heard of the Crusade of the Child. They were wiped out in Talheim. Mutants and beastmen, I hear. I've heard of the Crusade of the Child. They were wiped out near Wolfenburg. The Grand Theogonists' men did the work. Kill them to the men. Nah, the Grand Theogonists had nothing to do with it. Oh, I'm sure old Volkmar would have loved to wipe them out. But he didn't. The way I heard it, they turned on each other, though I can't say why. They turned on each other because the boy was killed. That was the second day. Roll for the next one.
Even better.
Ooh, okay. That was on the third day. You've learned all that you had to. They turned on each other because the boy ascended. They turned on each other because the boy disappeared. Yeah, but he returned. He did. He took what was left. The faithful, he called them, and headed for Kislev. I lost my son to that mob. He said he was heading for Kislev, some place called the Cracks of Shargen.
Which are
Well,
all the way up there, yeah.
And now you have. Sorry, that's the name. Wait a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I found it on the Gitzman map.
Yeah.
Got a bit of traveling to do.
Gitzman map or some other map back in the day, like a few years ago, it had a very cool thing because it calculated the travel distance and the time, but because it was based on the Google algorithm. But later, I think they've removed it. And the funny thing is that in this chapter, I don't think that they ever tell you how long this journey takes. And yeah. So anyway, you've learned about the name, but you need to know where the cracks lay, eh? Does anyone of you has common knowledge Kislev?
No.
In that case,
sure I don't.
you have to roll a challenging -10 gossip test.
Okay. We'll try my best. Oh, come on. Okay, big money. Oh well, I did pass a -10.
Yeah,
That's
you've done so, and you've passed. You've learned that the Cracks of Shargun, they are a line of low mountains that run east to west in the western corner of Kislev, not far from the Troll country. You've also discovered that the best route, apparently, is to follow the Erengrad River north towards its source in the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, that's where the remnants of the Crusade went.
Okay, well, why they would go there, who knows?
Conrad and Catvale, roll me intelligence -10. Don't worry about botches.
Oh, why am I doing that? Oh, my intelligence -10? Good
Yeah.
luck for me. My character's dumb as a bag of hammers.
Okay, Catvale, nice. And you, Conrad? Let's see.
I remember being born.
Yeah, I was like, I failed.
You failed, okay. Catvale, you remember when you were still in the crusade in Wolfenburg, you remember that the child apparently sometimes spoken about going to Kislev, even before Wolfenburg, actually. Even before he disappeared. You know, before he returned from the wilds of the forest near the destroyed capital of Ostland. He spoke sometimes to Helmut, the priest, of going to Kislev to find his destiny, but Helmut always ignored him or, just told him that apparently that's not where his destiny lay.
I would relay this information to the others.
Mm-hmm. When he told you that, Conrad, you've also remembered that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so sounds like we know where we're headed, sort of.
Yes. Apparently, yes. Okay. Okay, and now I want you all to roll me, or at least those of you who want, because you don't really have any idea about Kislev as a land. If you want to learn about the place that you are going into, you can roll gossip tests, basic this time.
Okay.
To ask about, Kislev and what can you expect in this place.
They throw a rock at me. Fucking elf!
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so close. I'll use my last luck.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. Luther, you've also passed, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Catvale, you didn't actually, unfortunately, learned anything.
Catvale is under the impression that Kislev, that's in Lustria, right?
Yeah, it is in Far Cafe.
They threw rotten vegetables at me instead of racist things.
Jesus Christ, yeah. No, the people like Catvale, you've noticed that people here, they don't really like talking to you. They're not overly hostile, but at the same time, they are not too keen to speak with you. Yeah, so sadly, that's that. Okay, so what we learn about Kislev? North and east of the empire lays the land of Kislev. It is a harsh country that forms the border between the empire and the dreadful chaos wastes. For the most part, Kislev is famed for its chill climate. It endures the worst winters, rivaling the terrifying cold of Norska. And yet, in spite of this, life persists. Kislev is rude, mostly uncivilized, and its people are as welcoming as the weather. Much of Kislev's land is rolling hills and empty steppes marching up to the foothills of the World's Edge Mountains. These lands are crisscrossed with rivers that drain the mountains in the warmer seasons and form icy ribbons across the lands during the rest of the year. The few forests that exist lie scattered in small stands of firs and pines. The rest of the land is generally empty plains, the so-called oblast. It might seem wild and empty of civilization, perhaps resembling what the Empire looked like before humanity crossed through the Blackfire Pass. Indeed, most of Kislev is unspoiled by human hands, standing much as it did centuries ago. But there are pockets of people who cluster together to stand fast against the horrors that sometimes spilled out of Troll country or from further north. Yet Kislev is not without its cities. Above the stanitsas, which are towns, stand three massive centers: Kislev, Prague, and the port city of Erengrad. Each rivals the size and splendor of any of the city-states of the empire, yet retains the character of Kislev's idiosyncratic cultural identity. To outsiders, Kislev is one land with one people, but in truth it is a nation that has descended from several tribes, each with their own customs. values and outlooks. Kislev's history is one of conquerors and conquest, of tribal wars punctuated with terrifying chaos incursions as the throes of the ruinous powers tumble out of the north to wage war on those of the south. Kislev is made up of two peoples, though the remnants of other long-lost tribes will survive amidst the conquerors. The north is largely held by the Ungo tribes. As semi-nomadic people, they share much in common with the barbarous tribes of the eastern steppe, and the cultural resemblance between them and the Kurgan are quite pronounced, leading many to question their loyalties. In spite of this, the Ungos are a free people. They have little use for the pomp and majesty of their southern cousins, though should their lands fall under the paw of doom, the Ungos do stand alongside their countrymen. The south, the more civilized regions of Kislev, is held by the Gospodars. They claim their lands from the Ungos, who in turn scattered the Ropsmen, an ancient tribe, during their flight north. The Gospodars erected the great city of Kislev, for which the land is named, and tempered the wilderness. In the years that followed, Kislev has made great strides in bringing their nation forward in terms of technology and culture, cementing pacts of peace and an alliance with the Empire. Whilst it is a young nation, at least when compared to the Empire, it is one that is fast growing in importance and influence in the old world. Kislev is described in detail in Realm of the Ice Queen. That's what we've learned from many people living in Ostermark, who, most of them merchants who have deals with Kislev. They've of course told you that during the last Chaos invasion, the largest one so far, at least from the time of the Great War against Chaos more than 200 years ago, a lot of Kislev has been destroyed. Lot of stanitsas have been burned. The Erengrad city apparently is no more. And the wounds there are, well, almost as bad, if not worse, than those suffered by Ostermark. Still, they've managed to repel the invaders and to once again help their neighbors, the Empire, in dealing with the threat of the Dark Gods. So one day, very early, you exit the Hollow Glory Bar after saying goodbye to its owner, whom you've never honestly even learned his name, what his name was. And in the sunny but still quite chilly morning of spring, you set out towards Kislev. You travel from Beckhafen west to Dorna and Borkum. Yeah, sure. Then you catch a ferry to the other side. By the way, the ferry was a total of silver for all of you and the horse.
Okay, 1 silver.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pay it.
You travel to the other side to the Slavianskaya, which is a very Kislevite name, honestly. You're not even sure if you are still in the Empire or not, but you guess you are, since people in this villages still look more imperial than you guess Kislevite. From Slavianskaya you travel to the north, past Ptorsk, and eventually you enter Kislev proper. The transition is quite smooth, because once you've crossed the border and entered Kislev, little honestly distinguished it from Ostermark, except for a deep, bone-numbing cold blowing from the north. Even in spring, and you guess even in summer, the wind blows cold. The landscape is speckled with a few stands of trees, and tenacious snow still clings to the grass in clumps. There aren't really any roads, just hunting trails and the occasional rutted path that has witnessed countless carts and wagons making their way in and out of the countryside. You've discovered that the boy was headed towards the northern oblast, and you've also learned that he was heading specifically for the cracks of Shargun. But you know that journey ahead of you will be no easy task. It requires traveling through virtually empty plains, until you come upon the Ehrengrat River, and from there you should follow the river east and then north until you come to its source. It is a rather direct route, but you guess it will be anything but easy. Does anyone want to roll for navigation?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Do I get a bonus for having the map?
Yes, you have +10.
Nice.
Plus 10 will bring that up to a 75.
Okay, yeah. Luther, you have a pretty clear idea of how to get there, assuming you keep to the right tracks, and there won't be any unpleasant surprises along the way. You should get there without, honestly, any problems. At least you hope so. And so you travel. You travel there over the empty plains. Cadveo, especially for you, this is a different experience. You are you've never even experienced such serene emptiness. I am going now to reveal something. Let's see if it works. You see?
I can feel my heart growing weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've there are two pieces of art
Okay.
above the map. The left side is your typical Kislevite plain. The right is Stanica, which is a small Kislevite town. Right now there's not that much snow, but there is still snow nonetheless. When you travel, you have this strange feeling that whenever you look, things are not getting closer sometimes. And sometimes you have a feeling that even though you can clearly see in any direction, you would still be like your foes would still be able to ambush you, to surprise you. It is as if this land is almost sentient. It almost has a character, has a nature of its own. For people of the Empire, even those from Ostland, traveling through Kislev can be a tricky, strange thing. Yeah. But even so, you trek on. You eat your rations. You of course travel along the Ehrengrat River, and use it to refuel your water skins. It's not that bad. But one night, or rather one day, you meet someone. You are trekking through the oblast, getting closer and closer to the crux of Shargun. Eventually, when the sun has almost settled, you see a small campfire in the distance. Are you approaching?
I'll approach carefully, but not with my weapon out.
Okay. By the way, when you were traveling through the Kislev, especially you, Conrad and Cadveo, you've noticed the signs of passing of the crusade. You found all manner of broken lives, shattered communities, and general destruction. Which, of course, this passage comes nowhere close to that wrought by the recent Chaos Incursion, but the damage is still there. and you know that it will take resources, time, and probably considerable expenditures of gold to restore the lives of the people affected. As you cross the path of cars following, you've noticed, that the fields are stripped bare, homesteads ransacked and burned, and you've spotted quite a few bodies laying in the oblast, which some of them, well, actually quite many of them, had signs of disease, and some of them even of mutation. Yes. You've also spotted hanged corpses swinging from branches from the few trees, charred stakes with blackened corpses fused to the wood, and in the distance, presence of dark brooding figures that, watched you from afar with eyes narrowed with suspicion. Witch hunters, probably. Also on the trail of the crusade, you guess. But they haven't been hostile to you. At least not yet. And like I said before, you found one day, in the late evening, a small campfire in the distance. So.
Well, gents, since this seems to be the first sign of live people who aren't staring at us from afar, maybe we should try to go up and introduce ourselves.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do we even know if they speak the language?
Doesn't everybody speak Reichspiel?
You know
You
what?
just have
Yeah,
to yell
you're-
it at
you're
'em.
right. That's fair. Yeah.
I'll approach carefully, but with no weapons drawn.
Okay. You approach the place carefully with no weapons drawn. Do you want to sneak? That's my question.
Can I see who's there from here?
You see from the distance, you see a couple figures huddled around the campfire, but you don't see any details.
I will sneak until I have a better look, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So roll me sneak tests. With plus 30, by the way.
Okay, that's
Agility.
agility.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Let me see. Yeah. I mean, it's a counter test, technically, but I don't think I'm going to... Yeah. You approach close enough for not being detected. You know that if you make a few steps closer, they will almost certainly see you or hear you. After all, you are on an open ground. Everything here in Kislev is practically open ground, except for, a few hills here and there, a few bushes here and there, an occasional, copse of trees, stuff like that. You see that there are 4 people huddled around the campfire. You don't see any details, but they do seem to be, well, poor and disheveled, so to speak.
Can Conrad and Luther still see me from where they are?
No. I mean, yes, you can, guys, you can see his silhouette, but that's it.
Well, I'll assume that they figured this out. I step out of the shadows and say, "Greetings, travelers."
Okay.
It's like you assume
Well, I'm
Conrad
assuming.
and Luther
Yeah.
know what the fuck you're doing. Oh, he must be being attacked. Let's go.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, you approach the campfire and you say, "Greetings, travelers." All of them jumped, literally. All of them got on their feet. There are 4 of them. You see, the first one that approaches you wears filthy brown robes, and he carries a damp, moldy sack, probably that once held his belongings. He has cudgel at his hip. He's a big man with a bristling black beard and the eyes which are quite disturbing to you. He has thick arms and legs and big barrel chest, but he has also squinty piggish eyes and a bad lisp. The other 2, one of them is tall and thin and has slender fingers and a long nose. He has large watery eyes and when you approach, you can hear him chuckling like. The other one is a corpulent man, or rather was, but he probably left his fat after weeks of travel. You see that his skin hangs in loose folds over an almost skeletal frame, and his lips are chapped and blistered. You see that, of course, they also have rags, and they are wearing soiled brown robes, and one of them, the smaller, the more portly one, has a blue leather belt cinched around his waist. Finally, there's the last man. He's he looks tough. He's big, gaunt, with nervous eyes and sagging mouth. You see that he has rusty axe. He also wears vile brown robes spotted with disturbing green filth. And even from here, Catvale, you can smell the stench coming from him. It's horrible. It's like, yeah. He stinks worse than Luther. The black-bearded man approaches you. We're just a band of poor pilgrims who have lost our way. Spare a few clanks, governor, he says.
I look them over cautiously and then nod. What did he ask for?
A few clanks
Money?
means a few coins.
Okay. Yeah, I reached into my pocket and grabbed a handful of pennies.
The man gestures for you to come closer. Come, sit with us at our campfire. You are welcome here.
Can my companions also warm our bones next to your fire?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Without any problems. Where are your companions, eh?
I whistle.
Okay, Conrad and Luther, you hear whistling.
Do you remember what the whistling means, Luther?
I don't.
Oh, they're that far away?
That's distress, right? Like he needs help.
He needs us to come in there and chop them up? Okay, let's go.
I think we're supposed to kill him.
Okay. So
I ready my halberd.
yeah, draw my sword.
It's probably gonna go that way, but I'll let you guys do the.
So you approach with weapons drawn.
Yeah.
Okay. When the men see both of you approaching, you see that the leader, you guess, drops to his knees and begins sobbing. The rest of them hang back, big tears welling from their eyes. Except for the gaunt one, he just digs in his nose. The man with the blackbird pleads for mercy. We're innocent, I'll tell you. We had nothing to do with that farmer's daughter. I swear on Sigmar's great sausage.
I start laughing. Warm my hands by the fire.
Blasphemy! Don't talk about Sigmar's sausage.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here like, I can do that, but don't do that, Conrad.
You're not with him? The man asks.
No,
with.
but just so we're all clear, who did you think we're with?
Friends, there's a bad man after us. You see that the man, he dried his tears and got up. A bounty hunter, they says. But I tells ya, he killed a girl back there. He's in league with the... And he drops to a whisper. Them dark ones. Please, we try to return to the crusade. Can you escort us there and protect us from the cruel sword of the villainous blackguard on our heels?
What crusade do you speak of?
Crusade of our most holy child Carl, Sigma Reborn.
All right, I
turned to Conrad, just like, now, is this the crusade y'all were part of, or there's a lot of crusades happening all the time. Was this the right one?
The blue belt looks familiar to Conrad, doesn't it?
Yes, and to you too, Cadell.
Yeah. Say, we two.
He was in a gang, wasn't he?
Yeah, all the guys that were named Carl.
The gang leader from
No, I mean, yes, there were blue belts, but you also remember that in Crusade, almost everyone had a piece of blue clothing because blue was the color. Because blue was the color of the child.
Okay, got it. We two are looking for the crusade, so we will help you.
Very well. We'll travel together then. Safety in numbers, eh? Yes. In that case, thank you. Come, sit at our fire. We don't have much, but you can share what we have. I am Frank, by the way. These are Rolf and Wensley. He points to the two men, one thin and one corpulent. And this gaunt fellow is Ham. Ham, yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you, gentlemen.
Rolf and Wensley, Rolf, the thin one, chuckles constantly, while Wensley doesn't talk at all, just nods, and you see that he has his chapped, blistered lips shut tight. Ham is like just whimpering, and he stinks a lot. So yeah, says Frank, the leader. What are you doing here, eh? You are also searching for the boy to witness his ascension and to follow him to the heavens.
Yes, we were part of the crusade back in Wolfenburg, but we got separated.
I see. Wolfenburg. Didn't saw you there, honestly. I don't think I did, at least.
There were many people in the crusade back then.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I'm glad to have... we are glad to have met you here. This is a dangerous place. These are dangerous lands. Yes. So anyway, I didn't knew that there were any elves in the crusade. No offense, sir.
I try to stay low profile.
I see. Well, in that case, then, very well. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that. My OCD is kicking in because I'm really trying to find the distance times. I found this document in Gitzman's gallery. It's called Travel Times in the Empire, and there's from Beckhafen we have to Hergik, Essen, Pikpa, Stalachheim, Wurtbad, and Zafstra, which is, I don't know where Zafstra is. It says that from Beckhafen to Zafstra is 90 miles, but how much do you think, those of you who have better eye than me for like calculated distances, how much do you think that the distance would take from Beckhafen to the cracks?
Let's take a look here at the map in our thing here, because is there a scale?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a scale on the paper.
Well,
map.
yeah, I guess the second city's not on the map, so.
Actually,
well,
yeah.
No, I'm just trying to get.
I see Zafstra from Beckhafen. Actually, Zafstra was very close it was on the other side of the river to Slavianskaya, where you went. So it's like 90 miles from Behaven to there, which means that it's 90.
If somebody has a ruler, they could
90,
kind of make a legend.
90, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have any kind of scale or you can count, then I'll be.
Well, what I was trying to figure out is so you're saying it was 90 miles from Beckhofen to
Zavstra, yeah. You see where Zavstra is? Yeah.
Hold on.
And from Zavstra, it would be like what?
Okay.
So it will be 100.
Wow, that's 90 miles.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, remember that the Warhammer world is much bigger than our, and so the distances are also much larger.
Let me see if I have a ruler around here. Hold on a second.
I've tried to use my thumb and small finger.
Yeah.
And so it's like 90, second 90, third 90, fourth 90. I think it's like 360 miles. Because I've counted four 90s. As funny as that sounds. So.
Okay, well, so right now I'm getting about. So if we go from 4 inches, or better yet, we can do centimeters. So it's roughly 10 centimeters.
Okay.
From Beckhofen to Zavstra. So then and then we went from Zavstra to Kislev, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then from Zavstra to Kislev, roughly 21. So that would be, say 100 and, well, let's see here. So we got, see if I'm doing the math correctly. So if it's 90 miles. So it's 9 miles per centimeter. So it's another 189 miles from Zavstra to Kislev, and then where are we going? Which way are we heading next from Kislev?
To the north.
To
Crags.
Oh, to the Crags directly?
To the Crags. Yeah. Like, I mean,
okay.
Well, there was they said that you should follow the Erengrad River, first east and then north, I think.
Well, according to the Gitson's map, so let's just say that we're going because the branch of the river is it Cognac Pole?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's just get a distance there. This is just as the crow flies, of course, but let's see here. So, doing math backwards. So it's like 17 centimeters from Kislev to Cognac Pole.
It's actually called probably Koniec Pole, and is a Polish name. Like, funny thing, most at least more than half of Kislev village names are actually Polish.
So that's another 153 miles.
Okay, 153 miles.
And then,
yeah, Tczew,
and then
the TCZEW is literally a city in Poland.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. And then to the Crags, or to, you want me just to essentially do it from Koniec Pole to the
to about the place where it is called the Blight.
Okay.
Or maybe even a bit earlier to the fork.
Okay.
To the river fork there.
Okay, to the river fork. Okay,
yeah,
so that would be another 7 centimeters.
Okay.
So So another 63 miles to there.
So total of?
Oh. Oh man. Okay, let me work backwards here. Okay, so we got 63 miles. Because of course my well, let me see if there's a memory on this thing. Is there a memory function? Aha! There is a memory function.
Woo.
So 63 plus 9 plus 174 plus no, that's it. Okay, so 63 plus 9 plus 174.
Okay, so 6.
Because
So like 260? 260 something?
246 is what I got.
246, okay. So now, how long do you think it would take you to, like, to walk this, you know, to travel this distance?
I'm gonna Google that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, darn it.
Assuming that you are, you know, traveling through the open oblast, there are not too many problems, you know. Even there are no roads, there are still hunting paths, stuff like that. I am actually curious how long it would take. Cadveo has a horse, but of course he can't like leave you behind.
According to this, if you average 3 miles an hour, it would take you roughly 82 hours.
So what? 3 days only?
Well, that's non-stop though.
Oh, non-stop. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you have to say you're probably at most maybe walking like 10 hours a day. So about a week.
About a week. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, because funny enough, they didn't put it in the fucking book.
Yeah. Of course not. Why would they?
Yeah, but in the for example, you guys remember the chapter in which you travel from Audorf to Villahan.
Yeah.
There, it's very detailed, but it's not detailed here.
So I'm deducting my rations then.
Yeah, so it will take you, let's just say, even, you know, if we take into account all the, for example, I don't know, bad weather, stuff like that, some encounters, it will take you about a week. So deduce a week from your rations, deduce a week from the horse rations, and you are set. Jesus, now I remember why I don't like this chapter. It's this part of the chapter. Okay. So, yeah, you are, by the way, Michael, you are here. Cool. By the way, thank you very much, Sean, for your help with that.
No problem. Well, I mean, you know, it's all. So I'm sure somebody will listen to this episode and be like, "You fucked it up." But you know,
you should take into account, you know, the Coriolis effect or stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, Coriolis effect is something completely different. When you shoot a rifle and the bullet falls towards the ground. Anyway, you are sitting at the campfire with the refugees or the pilgrims or whatever you want to call. They look at you, you know, with intent. You know, Frank asks you general questions, but all in all, those people, well, they seem rather harmless. Like I said, the only thing that you are truly not comfortable with is the stench coming from ham. Because it mixes with the stench coming from Luther. And even in the open steppe of Kislev, this is fucking disgusting. Let me put it like clearly.
I mean, there's a solution here that we're all kind of dancing around, but one of us has got to go, and I'm nice to you guys.
well, Conrad just tries to surreptitiously get upwind of.
Okay, sorry guys, my bad, I'm a fucking cretin. It says that when you reach Ehrengrat River, it will take you about week's brisk walk to reach the crags.
Okay.
So if but it will take still a few days to reach the Ehrengrat River, so Okay, fuck it. Few days. I'm going to roll. That's it. That's it. I'm going to roll D8 because Warhammer weeks have 8 days.
Watch it take 1 day.
No one saw that. No, it took you 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to deduce a total of 15 days of rations.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Who wrote this crap?
So 15 days. So.
Yes.
Oh shit. I'm out of rations already then.
Remember
15
that.
days.
What?
15 days.
15
Yeah, I
days,
only
yes,
took-
total.
I only took.
Yeah,
that
we
was
only
about
had
2 weeks.
14.
You can hunt.
All right. Well, so I'm out of rations. Got
Okay.
it.
Or you can just walk the last day with empty stomachs. It is possible, remember.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you
I
asking?
could set some traps or something then. I mean,
Along the way, if you like stop for, if you stop to rest, then yeah, sure, without problems.
okay.
Are you asking anything? Are you speaking to the guys about anything, or are you just continue your travels together?
Well, I mean, I'll ask them. Well, I guess we did. We already did all the small talk about how they got involved in the crusade. I guess already, right? Or did we not do that?
Well, I mean, yeah, you've spoken to them. They are.
Yeah.
They've told you actually that they were actually they've actually reached the cracks. They've told you that Karl and his crusade reached the village of Zidovsk. And that, but after he left, many people he left behind grew frustrated and worried, and some left to seek their fortunes elsewhere, looking for a new life in a hostile world. And this band of ex-crusaders, actually, they've told you that, well, they didn't told you that they were one of those people, that they were, some of those people, but that they were running from this villainous blackguard that they've called him. Who apparently was and still is a real threat to the child, and he intends to cleanse them all with fire. They've actually made it as far as Ostermark, but now, according to Frank, they had a change of mind and they want to return back to Kislev to reach the child once more and reunite with Karl.
Interesting.
Yes, that's what you've discovered about them. So yeah.
Hey, are we near a stopping point? Because it's getting close to the time I gotta.
Yeah. We
going.
can stop now. I guess that's actually a good point. We've did quite a lot. We finished one scenario today, and we are on the track. On the right track. So you've just encountered the runaways. You are traveling through Oblast, and that's it for today. Now the points. You have time for points, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first, I'll give you points for the single scenario. I've already given you the fate point.
Yes.
So 80 points for everyone for completing the adventure. 20 points to everyone for capturing some of the wolfhounds instead of killing them all. 20 points for everyone for learning about the necklace from Victor. And 20 points for everyone for killing Nigel. And so you've managed to get all of the points for this scenario. Congratulations. Now, for today's game, 80 points for everyone.
How much?
80.
80.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For your characters, 10 points for everyone. For place of birth, Catvale. What about you?
I was singing a little bit of bad Bretonnian that I know to my horse to try and calm her down.
Okay, 5 points. Very cool. Conrad, you've mentioned Ostand a couple of times in relation to Ostermark.
Yeah.
I think.
That was about all I did though. Just saying, like how we're depressive.
Yeah. I think it was
and
still rather not in character, rather outside, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that. 5 points. And Luther,
Yeah,
Stillant, about you? What about you?
Let's see. I mentioned my former commission and station in Warden.
Oh,
And-
yeah. 10 points, because believe it or not, it helped you not getting like questioned too much. That was a good thing on you. By the way, I've given you the name of the village, Zidovsk, and it was name of the village in the cracks of Shargun.
Okay.
Anyway, we had this religion, Catvale. What about you?
So I was gonna say to these guys we're talking to now that Isha's tears must freeze before they bless this land, but we didn't really have a in-depth conversation with them.
Okay.
So nothing for me.
Yeah, sadly nothing for now. Okay. What about you, Conrad? Sigmar's Holy Sausage. Yeah, that was good. Something else aside from that?
I'm trying to think. I thought I said something else about Sigmar, but the Holy Sausage was the only. I just said, don't blaspheme against Sigmar. That was the main thing that I remember from that.
Okay.
Recent.
I think I'll give you 5 points for that. That was pretty good. What about you, Michael?
I did not bring up Tall once.
Yes, I didn't saw that today. True. Star sign, Catvale.
Dragamus the Drake, courageous, strong, doomed.
I'll give you 10 points. You've run to the stable as fast as you can, and later you've approached the fireplace. So, yeah, you were courageous and doomed. Even when the werewolves are attacking you, you've simply run forward. So I'll give you 10 points for that. Conrad?
2 bullocks, fertile and skilled. I feel like I kicked the shit out of those werewolves that I went up
True,
against.
and later you were skilled with the finances, so to speak. Finances, and also, asking questions about Kislev and learning where you need to go, so I'll give you 10 points for that. Luther, what about you?
It's all pride and conceit with me. It's the broken cart.
10 points, because once again, I saw that today quite a lot. Now, Doom, Catvale, what about you?
The absence makes the heart grow weaker. When you said the land's getting barren and there's fewer trees, I said I can feel my heart growing weaker.
Okay, that's good. I'll give you 10 points for that. That's actually a very good explanation.
Very literal.
Very literal, but yeah, you've used the perfect chance given you. Conrad, what about your Doom?
The flashing blade shall carve thy hand. Yeah, I completely forgot about it today.
Well, I mean, there weren't any flashing blades today, except yours.
Well, yeah, I think normally when these things come on, I think part of my rationale for Conrad just throwing himself into shit is like, well, that's not a sword. I'll fight it. Okay.
Unless you wanted to flash someone in the Glory Hall Tavern or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Luther, what about your Doom?
From above comes thy death.
You did anything with that?
Nope.
Yeah, I thought so. Ideas
there's going to be a point at which, like a catapult's going to fucking kill me, and all you guys are going to laugh, and that's going to be worth it.
A catapult is going to fall on you.
Well, remember,
they're going to fight like Imperial fists fighting Iron Warriors. Just throw the artillery pieces at them.
Yeah, that's true. Remember that if you die according to your Doom, you get extra points for your next character. So, 5 points for Catvale the Elf. And were there any ideas that pushed the scenario forward? I honestly don't think so today.
Well, definitely not this scenario. I mean, possibly the last one, but I don't even know because no, I'd say probably not.
Yeah.
And you were saying it was 60 total for the stuff that we got for the dogs, the necklace, and Nigel.
No, it was more. Wait, I'm
Okay.
going to open this.
Yeah, sorry. I when I was copying it down, I got.
No worries. I'm going to
It
tell you.
was 235 total.
Yeah, because it was 80 for completing the adventure, 20 for capturing wolfhounds, 20 for learning about the necklace, and 20 for killing Nigel.
Okay, no, that was I
Yeah.
just calculated it separately.
So
yeah,
140 for the dog eat dog world scenario. Yeah. Okay, guys. So that was that. Sorry for the. I know the second part of the scenario was like buying stuff, and I was also rather distracted because I wanted to really find the distance thingy. As it turns out, it was just not where I expected it. But next time we are in full swing. This is the almost last chapter. So we are doing this, and next time I propose 21st of March, if that's cool with all of you.
I believe that will be okay.
I think so.
Okay. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, that's fine, buddy.
Okay, so yeah.
And when are you doing your daylight savings time? Because ours will be on the 14th.
Oh shit! The daylight savings return.
Yeah.
Our worst enemy.
Pretty much.
I don't honestly know. That's a good question. But guys, because when are you getting your daylight savings thingy?
Next Sunday.
Okay.
It doesn't affect me ever because we don't do it in
Okay.
Arizona.
Okay.
But
So tell you what, when we'll play on 21st, I am going to write to you early in the morning with how much time we have left before the game. I think that's honestly the only way to combat this stupid fucking thing.
Yeah.
We never managed to do something about this. I don't think it's even possible. Whoever thought of the daylight savings is a fiend.
Pretty much.
Fucking farmers.
Yeah. So anyway, I wish you a good day in your case and good night in my case.
Notes will be up in about 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Next. By the way, Michael, 30 points for you
Yeah.
for the notes. Because
Got
it
it.
was your third time. Next time, I think Brian takes the role of note maker. See you around,
Yeah.
people. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks.
See ya.
You too. Bye-bye.